Oh, what? Hello, chat. We're back. We
Hello.
took a week off last week, but the gang is back together. Also, I don't have the game on screen. I should fix that. I'm used to using my capture card now. Don't just have the computer game on.
Now, wah, wah, wah.
There we go. Yes, I hope you all are doing well. The piano at the end of that song always gives me the vibes. Make it a little bit bigger. That is not the game. Need to change the size in capture. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, we don't usually block that much of the screen. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So we started a new chapter of Higurashi 2 weeks ago. And what happened so far? We are not following our good friend Keiichi in this chapter. We're actually following one of the two twins, Shion. And it's starting about a year before most of our chapters have started. After elementary school, she got sent to this private Catholic school, basically because her family tradition states that twins are bad luck, and as the heirs, it's extra bad luck for them. So rather than do the traditional thing of just killing her, they said, okay, it's fine, but we can't have you two together after a while. So she was sent off to a boarding school. She absolutely hated it, and she decided to escape. So I got a fun little, like, Metal Gear ass escape scene for the start of the chapter. And so she's been settling in. She has a plan to basically trade off with her sister to pretend as if it's just one of them in town, because she's also trying to avoid being seen around town, or else she'll get in trouble with the family. And one day while she was out, she ran into Satoshi, who has been kind of like I don't want to say legendary, but like somebody that keeps getting talked about by other characters in the present day, because he's missing at the moment. But we've never seen him in person. He's very I keep saying moe. He's a soft boy, but that's apparently what Shion likes, because she has a giant crush on him. But that's about all that's happened so far. They were pretty short chapters compared to our usual stuff, so we got through 3 of them, but at the same time, it was mostly character stuff. Howdy. Meowdy, Remy. Hello, welcome on in. I went to follow you after I logged off last night. It turns out I'm already following you. I just miss all your streams, I guess, because I'm live. Give you a shout out, though. Go check out Remy. They're a very kind being of what I've seen them so far. And apparently they make music, so we love our musicians in the community.
Hell yeah.
Oh. I just heard double of you right there.
That's weird. Do you still hear it?
Yes.
There shouldn't be 2 sources. Let me double check something.
Well, Radium figures that out. Let me adjust. I feel like we're taking up too much of the screen here.
We're not taking up enough. I should be the center of attention.
You're right. I mean, you are the main character, so it's only fair. Okay, that's slightly better. Just slide everybody over a little bit. I'll hit continue. Radium probably will not have too many voice lines at the start of this, so he can deal with his problem.
Do I sound double in Discord?
Baseball.
Sound fine to me.
Weird. There must be something on my end then. Do I? It's because I. Oh, did I accidentally click the A bus on here? Say something. Okay, now you sound good.
Yay!
That's weird because Seth didn't sound double. So if it was on my end and that was the solution, I don't understand.
Hun, put the clone away.
But whatever.
No. Well, we're supposed
I'm back in their box.
We're supposed to surround you.
I know. I wish there
No
was a
one's
way. I
here.
mean, I guess technically there is a way. I could space you two out far enough to stick me in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll workshop on it. Oh yeah, baseball. Also, Satoshi is part of the local baseball club, so
Baseball is my favorite sport.
Shion wants to go check out the baseball, so she can spend more time with the boy.
Balls are based. You're so right.
Yeah.
I don't know who's saying
Who
this.
is talking?
Hey there. How are you guys doing
I'll
in the
just
heat?
read it. If it turns out to be Shion, then oh well.
I just read it though.
Or I can.
Oh.
Okay. It was
Wait,
Shion. Okay.
So, okay, yeah.
Okay,
That was
okay.
Meon.
I accidentally clicked it. When I was switching back.
I read it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I already read the
I
line.
cannot hear him. Hold on.
Wait, now you can't hear him?
What is
Chat,
happening?
can you hear me?
What is happening?
Well, chat didn't have any problem because I had the B bus on, but I turned the A bus on, and then suddenly I could hear one radium, but no Seth. So somehow I'm getting two radiums.
Kill the other radium.
It's true. You'll cause a paradox. I mean, as long as it's fine on stream, I don't think it really matters. So
As long as they have the same body and the same memories, it's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyone in chat? Does it
Oh,
sound doubled?
wait. I figured it out. You got your mic on stream together.
Oh, okay. I forgot to turn that off. I thought I muted.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Rookie
Problem
mistake.
solved. I don't let it have my microphone permissions in the first place.
I think
I
I
never
gave it
know-
permission to then set it to automatically turn off.
It can automatically turn off.
Yeah. My camera and mic are always off. I have to like toggle off the mute audio, but for some reason. But
Oh, okay.
anyways,
Anyway.
hey there. How are you guys doing in the heat?
Sorry.
You good?
Oh, Mion-san. We're doing good. Is that our refreshment? Thanks a bunch. You're such a great manager.
I just felt like coming here. I didn't bring this for you, by the way.
Damn, Mion.
And don't treat me as your manager without my permission, please.
We'd be a stronger team if you were our manager, Mion.
Who the fuck is this? Oh, that's Satoshi.
That's Satoshi.
Yeah. Why don't you apply? As manager, I mean. Satoshi-kun smiled at me in a carefree manner. I didn't want to become their manager. It'd be tiresome. I've been coming every week, though, so I'm a quasi-manager already.
Well, if I feel like it. Anyway, how's Satoshi-kun doing, coach? Is his batting average improving? Sports.
Sports.
I mean, there's big sports happenings in your area.
Yes,
No, not in
yeah.
my area.
I mean, it's not going to be in your area, but the
My
team
area
of
is
your
involved.
area.
Yeah. Yes, yes, he's doing fine. His batting average is, well, if you buy 3 packs of rice crackers at Seven's Mart.
Where is this going? What is this metaphor?
Does that mean it's 30%? Wow. You're doing great, Satoshi-kun.
It's not just about the number, Mion. I have to be able to hit the ball when it really counts.
It's good that you're aware of your weaknesses, Satoshi-kun. You just continue working on them for now.
Irie signaled to the pitcher, who then threw the ball. Satoshi-kun looked calm, following the ball with his eyes. Then he swung. Thwack. The ball flew between the first and second bases and landed in the distance. I see.
Wow, that's...
I don't know.
Wait, I don't know. I can't tell. I guess it could be either, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow,
I don't know
that's
honorifics,
great.
so
Good job, Satoshi-kun.
Nope.
Nope, that
Wrong
was-
guess.
that was-
Whoa, that's great. Good job, Satoshi-kun.
I clapped, and Satoshi-kun blushed in response. He repositioned his helmet to hide his face.
Oh, he's such a soft boy.
Well, he's good in practice, and when the game is slow...
Irie smiled compassionately. It seemed that Satoshi-kun couldn't really perform well when it counted. Well, while he was usually good...
Does anyone here know baseball? Do the coaches' uniforms usually have numbers on them?
No.
Don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe it's different in Japan.
Hmm.
While he was usually good, when everybody expected him to perform, he couldn't. I didn't think it was because of his nervousness. He just couldn't do it. I think it's a perfect fit for Satoshi-kun's character. He seems calm at first glance, but he's actually slow.
I mean, that's
Get
what
his
she said.
ass. Nah.
Numerically speaking, you're a great player.
Technically speaking,
By
my calculations.
by my calculations. But you need to be able to hit the ball even when things get serious. That's why you were an easy out in the match with the Yukita Jaguars the other day.
Jaggers.
Are jaguars common in Japan?
Nah.
But
Cool.
like people know about like
I'm wondering, like, I honestly was just like, is this a local animal that they chose to use as their mascot, or?
It might be like
Nah.
the name of a professional team.
yeah.
Because Jaguars was also one of the teams in the baseball game in JoJo. So, hence Jaggers.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Jaggers.
Yeah, there's one enemy in the third part of JoJo. I don't remember his gimmick, but for whatever reason, they play video games against him.
As you do.
As you do. Shut up. I know that.
If he'd been able to hit the ball then, he would have been a hero. What a shame.
No pressure,
shame.
man.
A hit could have put the offense into the lead, or at least given them an extension. That was when Satoshi-kun came up to bat. Irie wanted him to live up to everybody's expectations, but statistically that wasn't likely to happen. Yet, Irie insisted on giving him a chance, in spite of the fact that all the team members had suggested a pinch hitter. Oh, wait, this is Shion.
It would have been perfect if you could have hit it. Why didn't you? Why can't you hit a ball in a situation when it really matters? That's a lot of pressure to put on a
Stop.
kid. Jeez.
Yeah, enough of the pressure.
How could you fail us?
You fucked up, man. How could you do that to us?
There was nothing I
This
could
is life or
do.
death, man.
Shogunakata. I know I'm weak in a situation like that. I thought a pinch hitter was a better idea too.
It's not about the match. It's about you, Satoshi-kun.
It's about the game.
You need to be
It's
more
about winning.
aggressive. Dominate me, daddy. Shouldn't you have the opposite way? Shouldn't you have insisted that you'd come up to bat no matter what everybody else said? I can't believe you wanted to give away the chance to some pinch hitter. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Why are you so weak like that?
I'm just a team player.
Guys, it's just fucking baseball. Come on.
Sports is serious business, Seth.
That's what I'm always telling him.
Oh, I'm thinking of the one Riverdale quote. Like the highs and lows or whatever of high school football.
I know that's one of his good points too, but
You could be a gentleman at other times, but when playing games, you should be a demon.
Mm-hmm.
I think all men should have those two sides to them. You need to let your demon out, Satoshi-kun. Especially here.
Mm-hmm.
You're native to Hinamizawa, so never forget you have the demon's blood running through your veins. Oh, she actually.
I'm
okay.
sure this will come in handy in like a couple weeks.
she says this now.
Ha 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 ha. It's ironic. Are you listening? Satoshi-kun.
I am.
Man,
I'm not sure,
asking
but...
the girl you like to come watch you play baseball, and she comes and just berates you for it.
What are you? Why aren't? Wait. What aren't you sure about? We're talking about you. So, whoa! I don't like the boy.
I think this is
Boing.
Shion. Yeah.
Oh,
I know it's confusing because their mouths are open.
yeah.
What aren't you sure about? We're talking about you. So, whoa.
Satoshi-kun suddenly started stroking my head. He looked delighted for some reason. A blush immediately spread across my face. I didn't know how to respond. You're giving me advice, right? Thanks. I'll do my best.
Hey. Don't you try and fool me.
I'm not. I'm just happy that you care about me. I couldn't resist his hand. I couldn't help mumbling like he does. Satoshi-kun ran back to the field, leaving me as red as a beet.
Wait, so let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
You came to this baseball game, and you walked up to him and Irie. You guys just started a conversation. Mid-conversation, he walked up to bat, hit a line drive to right field, and then just walked back to continue the conversation? Is that what just happened?
Good question.
It could be.
Did he get on base? Hold on.
All it said is that he sent it between first and second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said that.
Maybe
He's
Ryukishi doesn't know how baseball works.
I was like, well, okay, maybe they're just like practicing swings or something.
Maybe.
That's
it could just be
fine.
practice.
I feel like you don't. Do you practice in your uniform?
I mean, you can practice like hitting if it's just like not even like a game, just have somebody throw the pitches and.
Typically, when I practice baseball, it would normally be in like the pants at least. We wouldn't wear like the full on jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're
Oh,
warming up. I don't know.
do you feel good when you have your head stroked?
Depends on which head you're talking about. If it were you, I'd have to teach you a new martial. Wait, depends. If it were you, I'd have to teach you a new martial arts technique.
What a shame. All right, everyone, gather round. Why don't you split into groups and have a practice match? Okay, so this is practice.
Yeah. Shion is the one person in town who does not tolerate Irie's bullshit. The Hinamizawa fighters are sort of a lazy team. The members gather simply to enjoy playing baseball, not to fight for victory. The Okinomiya Titans use this field too, but they always practice on a different day of the week. They always train hard using dumbbells and stuff. That seems excessive. Our team split into 2 groups and started a match, retaining their loose atmosphere.
Is that
Shion.
Okay.
I'll keep track of the score. I don't know. I'll keep track of the score. Coach, do you have a pencil? Dave, you don't have those like plastic flippy things?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when she said that she wasn't the
Don't treat
I'm
me like a
definitely
manager.
not the
I'm not your manager yet.
So anyways, let me take score for you.
I mean, I don't think you have to be a manager to record score.
But it just seems unnecessary if you're not the manager. Thanks for helping out. Here.
I took the pencil and the clipboard. I didn't know how to differentiate between recording hits and errors at first, but by now I was used to it. Well, you see, one of them is a backwards K for some reason. Don't ask me which one.
28 years being on this earth, and I still don't know what the fucking error is. I grew up with baseball. Still don't know what an error is. Show me what you got, Satoshi-kun. Oh, maybe it'll be too much pressure if I cheer for you too excessively. Just do okay then.
Lower your expectations, Shion. That doesn't sound very encouraging either.
Do your best.
Time passed slowly that Sunday. Huge white clouds appeared in the sky. It made me feel healthy. Humans are born to be active under the sun. Go touch grass.
I don't think all humans are actually born to be active under the sun.
I don't think so. I think some of us probably should not be in the sun. A whole set of pretty
True.
fellas. And that includes a pretty deer in chat as well. Hi, James. Give you a shout out.
Hi, James.
Last playing some Warframe. Heck yeah. I know nothing
game
about
that people are
Warframe,
playing.
but the armor is hot.
I've never even seen Warframe. I've been in voice calls with people who are playing Warframe, and they're streaming it. I'm like, I'm not looking at that.
James, you're so pretty.
James is pretty. One of the parents was acting as umpire today. So Irie
Seems
sat on
like
the
a
bench
conflict
with
of
me.
interest.
As opposed to the coach being the umpire.
Also sounds like a conflict of interest.
Is there nobody in Hinamizawa who knows baseball who is not affiliated with this team?
Wait, isn't this the Hinamizawa team?
I mean, it is.
They only have one school.
But like some rando in town, like not a parent, not Irie.
Honestly, I'm surprised that they could even put a team together.
It's all the boys in town. He shouted words of encouragement to the kids while they ran to their positions. Any other baseball coach would constantly berate them, but he was much more generous, like a kindergarten teacher.
Except for Satoshi-kun.
Yeah.
Which
Satoshi-kun
he is happily
get fucked.
willing to just... yeah.
He let the kids have fun while watching over them. To other baseball players, it might look a little naive.
I'm surprised you guys can do well with only a small amount of practice.
Kids in Hinamizawa romp around every day.
Romp.
So the amount of exercise they get surpasses that of the city kids.
Actually, hold on. You need what, 10, maybe 9 if you're stretching it. Players for baseball,
9 by 9.
right?
It's 9v9.
Yeah. That there's only like 15 kids in the school. So there's got to be kids who go to school in town that are also on this team, because otherwise there are not nearly enough boys to fill a baseball
and
team.
All of different ages too.
Yeah.
In this case. So that seems kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Kind of fucked up.
Kind of fucked up. I mean, you ever watch the Little League World Series? Some of them look like they could be 18, and others are literal babies. The max age is 13, but, you know. Some kids are 6 feet tall at 13.
Besides, too much training is not always effective.
Wow, you think completely different from the Okinomiwa Titans. I can understand why their coach hates you.
Wow.
Wait, why is she intimately familiar with the Okinomiwa Titans? She manager for them too?
I'm not the manager.
I'm actually working for a team opposing you.
It's not about being right. It's about winning. Matches exist for someone to win, after all. So, prioritizing victory certainly isn't wrong.
What about having a good time?
Fuck that.
Fuck that. I think it's admirable to aim for victory together. But the goal of our team doesn't happen to be victory. That's all.
The Hinamizawa
Realizing
fighters.
that this is like my approach to video games. Like the point is to win. I'm not competitive with other people, but I will get competitive with a video game itself.
Pretty chill. Come on in. Congrats on being.
I don't care how rough of a time I'm having. I'm going to win.
I can't wait to win, Higurashi.
I can't lose. Yeah, we're gonna win. It'll take another like 4 months.
It treats itself like a game.
Also, while this ad runs, I need to turn the light on in here. It's getting dark.
It's getting dark. Dark.
So, there's 2 light switches next to my door, right? And one of them didn't seem to do anything, but I figured it out because I needed to set up a second monitor to play Tunic easier. And it turns out one of the outlets in the one that my power strip was plugged into is controlled by the light switch. But only one.
It's pretty common.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something in my office actually. I put like I basically like put a cover to make sure that I myself and no one else like presses that switch.
Yeah. Right now the TV is the only thing plugged into there, but I had to be careful if I ever switch it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I should be back from ad now.
Welcome back.
Welcome back,
Welcome
gamers.
back.
Sorry, I was watching a Monster Hunter Wilds trailer.
Ooh.
All it was showing me was how to cook meat, and I was like, okay.
Meat.
There weren't
Setsu
even any
was
monsters.
playing the beta for that earlier, I think.
Yeah, Setsu.
Setsu.
Setsu. And Bug
It's okay.
as
I don't really
well.
care about Monster Hunter.
I should just do the benchmark to see how my computer's doing.
Mine will probably not enjoy it, if I had to guess. I haven't tried to
Mine
play
could
like a
probably
modern
handle it, but
game on
probably
here.
couldn't stream and VTube at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
I probably could.
Also,
Yeah, we know 2PC gamer.
why
Well,
Sammy disconnected?
no.
Por qué?
I don't know. Hmm.
Like all the Twitch stuff is working, but it doesn't want to connect to OBS for some reason.
Oh,
Hmm.
Strange.
Is the bridge active?
bridge is-
Wow, I can't believe Sammy's
down.
broken. I can't see my knot.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
You definitely took it.
You're so right.
No, the bridge is not working. So
Open the
reload.
bridge again. Or reload the bridge.
Could not be
wherever it is.
reloaded because there's no active connection.
No, I mean like refresh.
open
Are you
in
like?
a
Do you have the
browser?
bridge show in OBS?
No.
Where do you have your bridge show?
Nowhere.
Oh,
You have to have the bridge active.
wait. I think Golden is Golden.
The game keeps
disconnecting?
going in and
Hi.
out for me, or at least the audio does.
It's fine on my end. Is my internet being weird?
That could be it. That could
Stream's
honestly.
still going.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not disconnected, but it
Any
could be
drop
the internet
frames
going
or
in and
anything?
out. Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so for Sammy to work, you have to have the bridge open.
Yeah, I mean, I have
I have a
like
panel-
Sammy itself open, but I don't like usually have like a tab with the bridge open or anything.
Yeah, I usually keep it as like a tab in the background
Okay.
of OBS.
Yeah, I have it as a panel in OBS.
Yeah.
Don't know how to do that. We'll figure it out during the next ad break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you still should open the bridge.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
I closed it.
I just set it as a custom doc. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Nice. Have it on there.
Where the losing my mind.
I'm currently downloading the benchmark for not Outer Wilds, for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Wow, I can't believe Outer Wilds is such a resource heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to.
I would hope
Steve
so. You
today,
guys did go to lunch
and
together.
yeah, we were talking about Monster Hunter Wilds, and he just said Wilds, and I really thought that he was talking about Outer Wilds for a hot second, even though we had been talking about Monster Hunter Wilds like
Oh, okay.
not literally not like 5 minutes before.
I was like, okay, if he just come up to you and started saying, hey, let's talk about Wilds, I was like, that's probably what I would think. But no, if it was like mid conversation, that's on you, hun.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Anyways.
The
so
Hinamizawa.
anyways,
Anyway. The Hinamizawa fighters and the Okinomiya Titans have been rivals for a long time. Both teams shared the same baseball field for one thing. And originally there was only one team, but the people living in Hinamizawa left and made their own.
They had
Anyhow.
so many people.
Anyways. We were rivals. I mean, the town might have more people. So. The Okinomiya Titans were strictly about winning, and the Hinamizawa fighters were just about having fun.
They were the antagonists and we were the protagonists. We are the fun, lovable types.
Unfortunately,
Even though our coach literally just said how important winning is.
Unfortunately, they drew us as the version and themselves as the Chad, so that's why we keep losing. Surprisingly, our scores weren't that different. Lupin, hello, welcome on in, Raiders.
Meow meow.
I
Hi, Luke.
don't know if I can give you a shout out because my Sammy is being weird, but I can try. If not, I can still do the slash shout out. No,
Looks
it's
like it
works.
working. I don't
Yay!
know why. It's just not connected to OBS for some reason. Bizarre.
Hi, Raiders.
How are you
Bazinga.
doing, Loop? How is Spirit Fair? I hope you're having fun. I watched a little bit of Zord playing it, but it was like towards the end of the game, I think, so I didn't really know what was happening.
It's
But
a good game.
it looks
I
neat,
Very
haven't played it yet.
emotional.
and it's got a deer, so you know
It do.
it's really good.
She's
I'm
fun to
enjoying
hug.
it so
Not the best
far.
hug. Not my favorite hugger, but she's fun to
Mhm.
hug.
Heck yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Also, Warely, you have no power here.
Hi, Whirly.
But hi, Warely.
Hi, Warely.
Hi,
Hi,
Hawk. Hi,
Hawk. Hi,
Kieran.
Siren.
Hi, Hawk. Hi, Siren. Hello.
Well, welcome on in, Raiders. We're playing some Higurashi. You haven't missed too much in this chapter. Basically,
We haven't done much in this
nah,
chapter.
our main character snuck out of their private school because they hated it, and now they're in town. They have a crush on a boy. They also have to pretend to be their twin sister because they'll get in trouble if anybody sees them around.
It's okay. It's okay if you couldn't follow that. I can't follow it either.
However, if you want to watch some of this, I did a little mini recap. The VOD should be up, I believe, now. I should have scheduled it for last week, but I was dumb and didn't. You can catch like the first 5 minutes once you get past like the starting soon screen.
I need to upload my VODs.
On the VOD on my YouTube.
YouTube.
And I'll be uploading the Tunic ones in the next coming week as well.
Yippee!
But yeah. Hope you had a good stream, Lube. Do any after stream care you need to do. Go eat if you haven't already. And have
Get ready
fun
for
in
VR. I know you're looking
yeah.
forward to it. I will miss you.
Hopefully I can actually catch you tonight. Because all I got to do was say goodnight to you last night.
I wish I could go.
But you, what?
He's
You can't. Why not?
fine. I mean, he
I'm
can,
streaming
but it'll be
tonight.
at like midnight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Forgot you're trying to do like weekend streams now.
Mhm.
Well, I wanted to do Sunday stream, Sunday night, but
Sunday nights are my nights. Excuse you.
what?
Okay.
But what was it? But I'm doing Remember the Flowers, and it was better for Yao to do it on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Go recollect those floras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Reminisce upon the plant life.
Vegetation.
I'm recalling lead.
Crickets in chat.
Wow.
The Higarashi's in chat.
Wow.
Yeah, Higurashi in chat. Actually, there's just the regular cicadas right now. Anyway, baseball is happening. Baseball practice.
Baseball.
Baseball. Sports. Surprisingly, our scores weren't that different. Which meant our team had something they didn't. Even though I couldn't put it into words, I knew what made that happen.
Was it the friends we made along the way?
I think so.
I assume this is the quasi manager.
Hey, team 1, no slacking. You can make up the 2-point difference pretty easily. Team 2, no slacking either.
Still, some parents would
Nope,
criticize
nope,
our coach.
okay.
Oh. I think that was her.
me.
Some would criticize our coach for being too lenient. That didn't sound lenient to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man.
Still, I'm gonna assume if there's nobody on screen, it's Shion until
Someone
proven otherwise.
please mod this game so we can have like characters.
This character's names, just somewhere, so we know
No,
who's talking.
just color the font.
That
Interesting. Interesting you say that. Still, some parents would criticize our coach for being too lenient. But still, others would strongly agree with him. Which side would I take? The latter? I couldn't really say for sure. The reason for this was that Irie had an obnoxious habit of sexual harassment. Thank you! Somebody said it.
I wouldn't say
Shion
that it's a habit.
It's
I would say
it's his character trait.
I'd say that it's a crime.
It's a bit of a crime. I mean, he's never done anything, but you know.
Habit just feels like it minimizes it.
In particular, he had a fascination with maids, but I should talk about that some other time. You should talk about it to the police.
Never. Honestly, I just don't want to hear it again. We've already had to sit through that.
Well, this is a no-nonsense chapter, so hopefully we won't have to deal with it.
No nonsense.
Satoshi-kun let the ball pass twice to see its trajectory, then hit it on the third pitch and ran to first base.
Because the ball's trajectory never changes between pitches.
Never.
Oh, he did it. He's so good when he's relaxed. God, I'd love to help that boy relax.
He's so skibbity.
Never mind.
In the beginning, he used to get tired very easily. He's improved quite a lot since then.
He really does look like... he really does look kind of like a bookworm. I wonder why he started playing baseball in the first place.
Mion, would you love me if I was a bookworm?
Yes.
No.
Inside you, there
Oh
are
yeah, were
two
you talking
twins.
to Irie or were you talking to us radio?
I was talking as Satoshi.
Oh. Yeah. As long as you keep patting my head.
Mm-hmm.
Water!
Pats you
Well,
like a bookworm.
Thank you for the hydrate, Lemon. Everybody go check out Lemon's Itch. They uploaded another zine. It's gonna be a monthly thing. All the other kids who joined the baseball team loved baseball.
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 Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Sports game.
Fortnite. Yay!
Yay!
Yay, V-Bucks!
They'd go out to play in the fields outside of practice. That's why they all had an aptitude for it. But Sis never said that Satoshi-kun exercises intensively in school or anywhere else. He only likes to read. He's just like me for real, for real. That's why I didn't understand why he started playing for this team to begin with.
That's because I invited him.
Is that so? You recruited him? Did you notice some sort of hidden talent?
Excuse me? Can I have a cup of barley tea? Ah, thank you. Oh, shit.
Oh.
God damn it! Stop going to the
excuse
sky.
me. Can I have a cup of barley tea? Thank you.
Yuri asked for tea
You were
in a
literally
suspicious
given.
manner.
You were literally given like a prompt for how you're supposed to read that.
Sorry, I didn't read ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and also, like, suspicious in what way, though?
Suspicious and avoiding the question, I assume.
Okay.
Well, he constantly joked around. I knew he was actually a very mature person.
You like me for real, for real.
I assume he was trying to evade my question.
Is there a particular reason?
Oh, whatever. Is there a particular reason?
Yuri pretended he didn't hear me, but I pressed him on it. In response, he shrugged and began answering the question.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I think you might be able to guess.
What would Mion Sonozaki? What would be Mion Sonozaki's guess? I quickly searched through the data I had on Satoshi-kun. I came up with Satoshi-kun's family circumstances. He lost his parents in an accident a year ago. Since then, he's been having a tough time at his uncle's home. So, you invited him so that you can vent. Also, did I ever...
That
I never
was me.
turned the...
That was.
Sorry. I'm distracted. I just realized I never turned the audio on in the game.
Oh,
So, you invited him so that he could vent? It's
That's
okay. It's
kinda
okay,
sus.
chat. It's literally just been cicadas this entire time.
Yeah, it's been cicadas and goofy
the
background
the
music.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and the
the
background
little
music. I guess
BG,
you guys
yeah.
just been sitting here in silence.
It's fine.
Well, they have our beautiful, luscious voices. To
Chat,
listen
please
to.
confirm that you can hear all
That's
three
all
of
you
us.
need. This is just an
Yeah.
audiobook.
That'd actually be really silly if you could not hear us.
Man, you have some dedicated viewers who are just hanging out, watching an empty. Well, not an empty.
I mean, there
listening
was
to
the
a-
one time I did not unmute myself after coming back from a bathroom break, and nobody said anything.
Wow, they just loved your vibe.
I know.
No one has confirmed that they can hear us.
Delta,
This is
Delta,
so
please.
sad.
Delta, please.
Streamer muted.
Streamer, please. Please, streamer.
Sports are great.
Sports are great. This is my line,
Yeah,
but I'm
sports-
I know
waiting
what you're lying. I know what you're lying. But I saw it. I was like, sports are great.
I'm waiting for confirmation.
I'm pretty sure they
This is
can
so
hear
sad.
you because James mentioned us all being in unison earlier.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That could be 2 out of 3.
Also,
you don't know that.
I can also see you on voice meter.
Okay. Sports are great. You can free yourself through exercise. I thought that as long as he concentrated on something else, he could forget about his troubles at home. Or learn how to beat
guys,
someone up
if-
with a bat, you know.
Guys,
Yeah.
listen,
don't
it's
worry about
totally
it.
okay if you're being emotionally and physically abused at home, as long as you go play a sport.
Mhm.
That'll fix everything.
Listen, we already tried Child Protective Services. This is all we got.
Express your trauma through physical activity.
There's no way this could go wrong. You know he's usually sort of a daydreamer, zoning out all the time? Is he still stressed?
No.
No, never. I knew Satoshi-kun must be suffering even though he didn't look like it. But Mion Sonozaki never pays attention to the things like that, and I had to act like she does.
Satoshi-kun got really sick after his uncle took him into his custody.
Really
Very mysterious
sick.
circumstances.
Interesting.
He had many clinical symptoms, but the causes were unknown.
So we just let that fly.
Satoshi-kun often got sick after he was taken into his uncle's custody. He suffered from fatigue and migraines. He suffered from a lack of energy and sleeplessness. The coach, Dr. Irie, soon realized. Satoshi-kun was suffering from a psychological disorder.
I don't think.
Mm.
It
depends on the It depends on the interview process.
I guess, but I wouldn't say the disorder is the cause.
It could be making it worse.
Okay, yeah.
Most of the people in Hinamizawa knew how bad Satoshi-kun's environment was.
Except for the Child Protective Services, they have no idea what's happening.
No, sorry. You got your one chance, kid. No more. It was natural for him to become sick because he had entered that bad environment right after his parents' deaths.
Hojo-san cannot express himself freely. Whether it's crying or simply being agitated, he's not good at handling those emotions.
That's true. I can't imagine him being angry or crying.
Did you know Hojo-san's mother had been married a few times already?
This is relevant information because
It could have literally been anyone else's uncle, maybe.
I'm like, okay. I'm assuming he's bringing this up for a reason, but like, what? Yeah, I know a little bit about that.
Satoshi-kun's mother had married a number of men over the years. That meant Satoshi-kun had several stepfathers. He had to deal with strangers coming into his home multiple times, so he was forced to be mature.
Satoshi-kun is mentally underdeveloped. He isn't aware of it himself, though. He didn't have enough time to cry, laugh, and throw tantrums in his childhood. He was forced to become a grown-up in just a short time.
I feel like we're glossing over the real issue here.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound right. Thank you. Thank you, Shion.
Children have to behave like children in order to grow.
Sir,
There's
can I
nothing-
see your medical degree?
I don't think you really went to medical school.
There's nothing positive about being forced to become an adult. Also, I mean, like, I guess you gotta remember that Irie probably started his medical training in the late 70s, so
Yeah. Also,
in Japan.
I don't care. I'm
he's
gonna
he's a
mock him
doctor,
anyways.
Alright.
Doctor.
So like
He's a
he
general
probably
practitioner,
doesn't
essentially.
have too much like psychological knowledge beyond being able to diagnose basics.
Yeah.
Well, then he should stop acting like he knows everything.
Well, he's the
Rural
only doctor in
medicine.
town.
Rural medicine.
Not only was Satoko's current relationship with her aunt conspicuously terrible, I heard that her relationships with her previous stepfathers weren't good either. Satoko always caused problems, and Satoshi-kun would always step in to protect her.
I thought his physical symptoms came from the stress. His body was trying to warn him.
And
There's a
what-
baseball game going on right now, right?
just
It's
in
practice, it's
theory.
fine.
I mean,
It's just
somebody else is
practice.
doing the umpire stuff, so.
Yeah.
No, if there's an umpire involved, it's either a game or a scrimmage.
No, the umpire is someone's parent.
Yeah, no, they're just
No,
being
but
the umpire.
But you don't need an umpire for practice. You need an
Well,
umpire for
Yeah, I mean, they split
like
up
an
into
actual game, so you can call.
teams to scrimmage, which I guess means that there's apparently like 20 people on
So
this
either they
team.
are they're at a game or they're in a scrimmage, which are the only two situations where you actually need an umpire. You don't need an umpire during practice.
Anyway. That's why Yurie invited Satoshi-kun onto the baseball team. He told Satoshi they needed a new member. Or something like
I
that.
suppose.
He hesitated at first. But after I talked to him at the clinic a few times, he began to open up to me. First, I invited him to come see the practice. Then I suggested he try batting. I eased him into it. Also, I was like curious and I looked it up that mandatory reporting by like physicians and nurses and mental health professionals was not put into law until 2000.
Wow.
No,
That's in
surprised
the
me.
US, let alone Japan, right?
No, that was Japan.
In Japan, okay.
That was Japan's. Oh.
Yeah, Japan and mental health don't go along very well.
Well, mandatory reporting is just a law, though. It doesn't actually like mean that before it was put into place, people still couldn't report.
But there might be like cultural
think-
barriers to it.
Yeah, I think like the like sort of like cultural barrier of like
Okay, but also, yeah, sure, but also, I think from this discussion so far, Irie also doesn't fully understand the situation. At least not the way I understand it.
but
He's
like
he's somehow attributing Satoshi's poor health to a psychological disorder, and he's citing, obviously the fact that his parents are dead, but also that his mom has had multiple husbands, and not the. I mean, I guess maybe he truly does not know that he is being physically and emotionally abused at his
Yeah.
uncle's house.
That's
Also,
fair.
we don't know to what extent there is currently physical abuse. We know there's definitely mental abuse.
I feel like because I feel
would
like in past
argue- I would-
chapters. in
Go
like
ahead.
past chapters, Irie seemed like he was aware, or like in the you know, in the Sataka chapters, it was like
Yeah.
plainly, like it was plain to him that like there was like physical abuse.
Yeah.
And he was aware that at that time that like he had no stake in being able to like report this.
hmm
So I think he was like kind of I think he was familiar, like, and so I think I almost think that it applies here too.
hmm Yeah.
I think that he also like he probably might also be like factoring in sort of like Satoshi's own behavior
hmm
um as to why he hasn't reported, why Satoshi himself hasn't reported. And so, and he can't really force Satoshi to report it either.
Of course not. But also, a kid shouldn't have to report it.
No.
I know, but that I think it's sort of like the fucked up thing of like of the time and of the culture, especially in like East Asian culture where it's like really hard to discuss these things,
Yeah.
and
Extremely patriarchal.
it's just like really hard to like actually like 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 bring these up. It's not necessarily patriarchal.
Well, in
but
the
it's
sense
like
of like respecting your parents, not in the male supremacy kind of way.
yeah, it's a there's a term for it, I can't remember.
Filial piety.
Yeah, filial piety, that's it. Just having to respect your guardians and parents, and especially like those that are supposed to be related by blood. It's annoying.
Yeah, this is a culture where people will literally adopt adults in order to
Yeah.
keep businesses in the family.
Oh, and then like Japan in particular is, I think, really heavily on like community unity, like having, and like very very much like kind of like being more about like, you know, like not breaking like sort of like the social structure.
Yeah.
And so like that sort of like kind of like culture that kind of like, you know, puts that as like a high priority will view things like, you know, like trying to disrupt a family
Yeah.
in that way, like as something that's seen as negative and wrong. And so that's probably why things like
Yeah.
like
And with
reporting like were like really considered until much later.
yeah. And with the Hojos being outsiders in the village, I assume they would probably be considered especially cruel to try and fuck with their family when the entire rest of the village already hates their guts.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're in an ad right now. So how do I add a custom browser doc right there? Copy. Doc name, Sammy Bridge. URL. Apply. Connect. Close. I don't know where to stick this. I guess next to the scenes. Junie, hello, welcome on.
Hi,
in.
Junie.
Hope you're doing well. Still not connecting to OBS for some reason, but it's fine. The only OBS redeems I really have are, well, actually,
Did you check your WebSocket?
WebSocket. I did not. Integrations? No.
No, so in OBS, go to Tools.
Oh, in OBS. Okay.
Make sure your
WebSocket server
WebSocket
settings.
your WebSocket and make sure that web server setting. Yeah, wait, make sure that those settings and your
Oh,
SAMI
the
settings
port is different for some reason. Let me fix that. Connect. Second SAMI bridge is trying to connect. Please close one of them. What do you mean?
That means you have two browsers, two bridges open.
I have the only other thing that's open. Oh wait, you're right. You're right. Hold on. I didn't close the one in my browser. Try again. No.
Whoa.
Outer
Ron, I'm calling
Sorry.
you.
I'm. I'll be right back. Ah!
Wow. We'll continue
got
to
mail.
figure it out. Oh wait, server password. Let me stick that in there.
You got mail.
That is not. Copy paste, please. Fuck.
Are we in ads? I don't see any ads.
We were an ad. It just finished.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any ads during the ad break.
Nah. Sometimes Twitch just does that. But I believe Saribot. It won't let me like copy paste the password, so I'll mess with it later. Everything else is working. So we just have to go make do without having any like pets or anything in the stream. Where were we? Sports worked excellently for Satoshi-kun. His health quickly improved, and he started to become interested in baseball. He practiced batting. He was soon able to swing beautifully, and he learned how to see the trajectory of the ball. A very important skill in baseball.
I can imagine that. He likes to read. So he must have read a book titled How to Play Baseball or something like that. You'll have to be Irie.
I do my best. He's become a very good batter very quickly. He's put forth a lot of effort. Though I wish he could actually hit when it comes down to the wire, too.
Are you guys close?
I think so. He talks to me about his problems, so I guess that's a sign of trust. I felt a bit jealous of how confidently Irie said that. While Satoshi-kun and I were friends, we weren't so close that we'd open up to each other like that.
Can you truly call them friends?
I mean,
Like, truly?
he thinks you're your sister, so...
Yeah. Like, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you're obviously very friendly to each other, but
but
it's hard to say if this is real friendship when he doesn't know who you really are.
Yeah, it's a little
Okay, I'm back.
sus.
Oh. Wait.
That's
I'm back.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
theory.
Oh, are you jealous?
Uh-huh. About what?
Taken aback, I blushed.
Not at all.
Irie started laughing at me.
Please stay as his good friend.
Well, yeah. I'm trying.
I didn't know what I was saying.
You know, regarding Hojo-san,
So serious.
he seems a little sick again lately.
You should go kill his uncle. What?
Thwack. The ball flew to the left, but the left fielder managed to catch it. It seemed that the relationship between Satoko and her aunt had gotten worse lately. It was obvious his sickness had something to do with that. Irie hears him.
Yeah. Their aunt is bullying Satoko-chan in a terrible way. She's become worn out after all that. And
So, Satoshi-kun is also worn out from covering for Satoko, isn't he?
I wasn't interested in Satoko, so I switched the subject back to Satoshi-kun.
Wow.
Wow.
Brutal.
I don't give a shit about Satoko. I didn't know much about Satoko. I knew that she was a big part of Satoshi-kun's life, but I've never been interested in her until today. She must have been building up self-esteem and taking care of her unreliable brother. And that was all I knew about her. But considering Satoshi-kun's personality, even that goofiness of his might have been an act. Maybe he was trying to make her feel good about herself by letting her take care of him. If only unconsciously. When he's alone, he's surprisingly strong. I realized that only recently. So I couldn't help but think that his whole life is constantly affected by Satoko. Satoshi-kun managed to get along with his stepfathers even though he experienced some stress. He's even getting along with his aunt. Is he?
is he?
But in order to protect Satoko, he always had to step in and suffer. I didn't really know anything about Satoko, but I had to admit I felt hostile towards her. She's like 10, girl.
Aren't you always threatened by the 10-year-old sister of your love interest?
I felt jealous because she was monopolizing him. Apparently so.
I'm so jealous of Radium siblings.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they?
They never interact with me ever, but yeah. Okay, sorry. It seems that their aunt has been tyrannizing Satoko-chan even more lately.
I don't see that word very often.
Yeah, I don't know if I've
That
ever
must-
seen it, to be honest.
Mm.
It's
That
definitely
must
a
be
word,
what's
but-
causing Satoshi-kun's sickness.
Irie heaved a sigh. As he said, Satoshi-kun had been absent a few times lately. He seemed a bit tired, too. He looked normal when around everybody else, but he looked a bit depressed when he was alone. But it's only about baseball, don't worry about it.
Baseball!
So, you invited him to join the team to relieve his stress, didn't you?
Yes. That's right.
But he looks stressed again now.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
How can we say? Can you imagine though? Like you roll up to your baseball scrimmage practice
Mhm.
game thing, okay? Only to get immediately put down by your
Mhm.
coach and best friend, and then while you're playing the game, they're just on the sidelines talking about your trauma.
As you do.
As you do.
As you do. How can we save him this time?
You have to kill him.
There's no saving him.
Sorry, Satoshi. I think we're going to have to kill this guy.
I don't know.
Irie smiled powerlessly. I couldn't help feeling a bit disappointed about that because Satoshi couldn't put his trust in him.
Shion, you're putting too much pressure on a lot of different people. Anyways, just between you and me, Satoshi-kun recently told me that he wanted to leave the team.
Oh, I think he wants to do more than just leave the team.
Mm.
Huh? How come?
He claimed he was tired of it. That's what he said. But I believe he actually wants to spend more time with Satoko-chan.
Just have Satoko join the team.
Satoko-kan.
Come on, shut up.
I think that was chapter 3.
He
feel like
thinks that
there's missing
Sataka-chan. What?
I don't know. You read it.
He thinks that Sataka-chan might end up being tortured while he's at practice. I think he's concerned about that.
I like how we went
I'm
from
not used-
bullying to tyrannizing to torture.
Torture. It's a normal progression.
Yeah.
No, I'm not used there to being
Irie,
paragraph
how
breaks
serious do you
in
think
the
this is?
dialogue. So I wasn't sure if somebody forgot a quote there.
That's another quote though, so I think it's all.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it was
it's
all.
at the
It
end.
was.
Yeah.
But we've seen them forget to close their quotes
Yeah.
before.
That's fair.
I was left speechless for a while. Satoko again. Satoko. Why did Satoshi-kun have to sacrifice so much for her? Girl.
This literal child is being abused by her aunt, and you're out here getting angry at her for
If we get rid of
existing.
her, all of his problems are gonna go away.
Then he'll have more time for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, are we supposed to like Shion?
Soren, thank you for the follow. We were.
Hi, Soren.
I don't know about now.
Hi, Soren.
Just by ignoring her, his stress would melt away. Of course, I knew he couldn't do that. If that were the case, then the blame lay with his little sister.
Mm,
I knew how badly she'd been treated,
And I blamed her anyways.
but that only happened because she made things worse for herself. Girl!
Oh, come on.
mm,
Does anyone understand what's happening here? Like, truly?
Apparently not. How is Keiichi has
Yuri
been
is
the
like,
most
"Oh, yeah,
rational
it's
one?
Satoshi's fault. And Shion's out here being like, oh yeah, it's Satoko's fault. The uncle and the aunt are absolutely blameless.
Keiichi has been the only one who has had a rational look at the situation.
Yeah,
And
it-
he
it's-
was the
it's
one who
the-
was trying to kidnap Satoko as a solution.
and then murder her uncle as a solution.
Hey, that one worked.
But at least he understands what was going on.
Yeah. It was her fault that she couldn't establish a decent
You're
relationship with her aunt.
literally victim blaming here.
Literally. If Satoko were more mature like Satoshi-kun, her home life wouldn't have gotten so bad. Did we not just say that Satoshi growing up too fast was a bad thing?
Shion has lost so much of my respect for this.
I don't like
I
this
thought she was a
Shion
cool
girl
character.
anymore.
I fucking hate her now.
Satoshi-kun wouldn't have to suffer with those indirect blows.
oh my gosh.
I understand that she's also like a child
Mm-hmm.
and everything, but come on. She's so much smarter than this.
Is she, though?
We were all rooting for you.
Okay, I'm reading this. I'm reading ahead right now. It is in fact a scrimmage. It's a practice match, so it is a game, but not like a
Yes.
game. It's just a scrimmage.
Yeah, it's just scrimmage
Okay,
during
okay.
practice. In the meantime, the baseball team's practice match had become one-sided. It wasn't even worth watching anymore. Of course,
Okay, but
Satoshi's
you're
side was the
keeping
losing
score.
one. Don't worry about it. I don't even know what these letters mean. The members of the losing team were just goofing off. The sky had turned cloudy too. It was depressing.
I'm grateful that the weather matches my mood.
Mm-hmm. I think Rico will like the rain, though. It didn't look like it'd rain soon, though. The gray sky hadn't brought along any cool air. It just felt disgusting. Irie became quiet. He was looking down around his feet. I, meanwhile, just stared at Satoshi-kun. To me, he didn't look active anymore. He was once again able to enjoy playing baseball, and he felt fine. Paging Dr. Radium. But he got sick again, just because the relationship between Satoko and her aunt had deteriorated. I couldn't help but say it.
Do I have to say it? Do I have to read this?
Yes, unfortunately, you do.
Didn't we do something about Satoko instead?
It was just a murmur, but Irie had definitely caught it.
What if we just murdered Satoko?
What if, yeah, just do it. You know, forget about her aunt. We'll just murder her instead.
What do you mean, Sonozaki-san?
It's not that complicated. If Satoko were stronger, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have to deal with the stress. I think Satoko is the cause of everything. Oh my god, girl.
Wow, that sounds really fucked up, Shion. I mean, Mion.
Hey, Irie, I know you're like kind of a terrible person, but could you maybe set her straight?
I don't know about that.
Yes, you do. If you didn't cause any trouble, he wouldn't have to step in, would he? He wouldn't have to take over in the fight between Satoko and her aunt, right? I couldn't decide between aunt and aunt, so I just said both.
Whatever comes out of your mouth. It's like either and either. Root and route. Satoshi-kun never got scared of any trouble. No matter how formidable the enemy, he'd bravely stand up to protect the weak. I knew that because I could vividly imagine it, so if we just kill all the weak people, then there will be no one for him to protect. Whenever their aunt chides Satoko, Satoshi-kun steps in to protect her. The aunt probably didn't like it. Though Satoshi-kun didn't have to fight, the aunt would attack him anyway. The fight would then be between the aunt and him. Satoko might then tease the aunt by sticking out her tongue, hiding behind his back, and pretending to be scared. I don't think she's pretending.
Yeah.
She'd never think about how deeply he was being hurt.
Uh-huh.
I, on the other hand, know all about Satoshi's pain. Because of Satoko, Satoshi-kun had become cornered and stressed.
I'm surprised to hear this from you, Sonozaki-san. It's kind of fucked up. I thought you were Satoko-chan's friend, her classmate. A big sister kind of figure. I thought you'd always be on her side.
Who the fuck are you?
But what you've said is absolutely fucking bonkers. Surprising to me.
Irie looked at me suspiciously. I could tell what he was thinking about me. I'd said too much.
Shit's fucked.
Mion Sonozaki and Satoko Hojo are friends. They're close, so Mion should have been encouraging her as the situation at home got tougher. That's what Mion was supposed to do. I had totally forgotten about that and spoken as myself. It's only natural that Irie would give me a suspicious look. He might end up changing his impression of Mion Sonozaki entirely. I had to apologize to her about this and ask her to put things right. I'd totally messed up. Even so, I didn't think I'd said anything wrong. I'd objectively looked at the situation and made a modest proposal. Why don't we simply eat Satoko?
I mean, if she had said, hey, what if we do something about Satoko and it's like, let's get her out of a terrible situation, I'd have been like, yeah, that's reasonable. But now you're like, let's just make her more resilient to the situation.
She needs to toughen up. Grow up, honestly.
Build some character.
If she just pulled herself by her bootstraps.
To be honest, I was simply afraid that he might leave the team. I couldn't go to the school in Hinamizawa, so the baseball field was the only place where I could see him. I could even say that he was my reason for living. Find a better reason.
Or multiple reasons.
Yeah. That's right. I was in love with him.
No.
Then maybe tell him the truth.
be yourself. But I wasn't going to tell him how I felt. For I was just
Well.
satisfied just being by his side.
Girl.
I certainly couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh my god.
After all, I couldn't reveal my true identity.
Why
Oh my
the fuck
God.
not?
I had to pretend to be Mion in order to live in Inokinomiya.
Okay.
Because Satoshi is totally gonna rat you out.
Notably, the Hojos, big friends of the Sonozakis.
Yeah. Famously.
I thought that maybe I should leave Okinomiya in order to be free. But that's stupid. No matter how tough my life might be, I prefer to be here, with Satoshi-kun stroking my head every now and then. Why did I love him that much?
That's a great question.
I read about it in some manga once.
Excellent sources for love.
I mean, she is a teenager. You don't need a reason to be in love. I was surprised at myself for being like this.
Calm down. Shion. I say, right next to Irie.
It's fine. She's not the worst case you've seen. I breathed out slowly, then held my breath, trying to slow my throbbing heart. I felt a bit calmer. At that point, a clear thought came into my head. Post-trauma clarity. I wanted to be with Satoshi-kun. So, I want him to stay on the team. So,
Priorities.
I want to get rid of his concerns and his stress. So what? I'll kill his aunt myself. So what? So, what can I do to achieve all that?
I swear.
My head started to cool down as I heard the umpire shout. Game set. And match!
Do they say that in baseball?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You don't have games and matches in baseball like you do in tennis
Nah.
or volleyball. It's just a game.
Some days I see him, some days I don't. A clear sky gets cloudy and rain will always stop eventually. I thought his absence was just like that. He was actually on the verge of a breakdown. Notebook page 19. Sorry, there's a timer on it.
Me praying to some god that she did not think about killing Satoko.
Well,
I
we all
mean-
know that it's not going to happen. We all know that by the end of this, Satoshi goes missing. Satoko is still alive, and everyone finds out who Shion is, and she's still doing just fine on her own.
Yeah. Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing
can
can
go
go
wrong.
The rainy season was just around the corner, and the air had become so humid that my shirt stuck to my skin. It had been a few weeks since Satoshi-kun stopped showing up for baseball practice. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Wait, I missed it. What happened?
Satoshi-kun is not going to baseball. It's been a few weeks.
missing practice.
I looked for him as soon as I arrived at the field. He's not here yet. Did I get here too early? I want to see him playing in the field right when I get here. I had started arriving late because of those feelings. However, he wasn't here today either. I didn't even bother hiding my disappointment anymore. Everybody knew by now how I felt. The team members from Mion's class came over to try and console me, but I shooed them away.
What's going on, Sonozaki-san? Are you feeling sick?
I'm trying to decide if Irie is observant or not. 'Cause, like, sometimes he has moments where he seems like he just recognizes and it's very like he knows things are going on and what's going on. Other times just like oblivious.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
he pretends to be oblivious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Irie couldn't comfort me. I was aware that he, too, knew I was like this.
I'm going home. I don't feel like watching the practice today.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
My only reason for living isn't here.
Look, we're having a meeting with the no, Okinomiya Titans later.
I'm not your manager.
I wanted you to be there because you're our manager.
I'm only a quasi-manager.
Don't treat me like a manager. I never agreed to be one.
Yurie looked down, not knowing what to say.
All right. Please help us again when you feel like it.
Maybe I won't be coming back.
Well, okay then.
If you really need a manager, look for somebody else.
Please, do come again. Whenever you feel like it. Satoshi-kun would be sad if you're not there when he comes back.
I ignored him and turned around. I had already set up my schedule with Mion, so I didn't have to ask her every time anymore. I tried to contact her a couple of times to ask how Satoshi-kun was doing in school, but I hadn't been able to get through to her. Apparently, the hag had sensed that I might be in contact with Sis. In other words, Sis was being watched. As a result, it hasn't been easy to contact her. Kasai, who had been helping me contact her, seemed to have also been marked. People knew he was loyal to me. I hadn't seen him for a while either. All I could do was wonder how Satoshi-kun was doing. I was frustrated because there was no way for me to know. My head was filled with worries, but something surprised me out of the blue. Somebody called out to me when I was about to leave the field on my bike. Huh?
Mi-chan. Ah, sorry. Mi-chan. Hello. Mi-chan.
Who the fuck is this bitch?
I had never seen this girl before. Who the fuck
That
are
basically
you?
the same thing.
Luckily, she called me Mi-chan. There's only one person who refers to me on that way, as far as I know.
Rena. I'm surprised to see you here.
Her name is Reina Ryugu. Her real name is Reina, but she wants to be called Rena. So, that's what we call her.
I'm
Nope.
just quirky like that.
Bad. Oh, let me do a stretchy. Ooh. I always get like good like elbow cracks on stream for some reason.
Elbow crack.
Like
Elbow cracks. What?
when I'm stretching, like my elbows.
Your elbows pop and crack?
Not usually.
I don't think I've ever popped. Well, no, I can't think I've ever done that.
Neither have I.
Yeah, it's usually elbows, wrists, fingers, of course. If I'm lucky,
I
I
don't
can.
think I really popped my wrist either.
No. Well,
No, just my fingers and my back.
this is.
My
I
bussy
don't know
and my
if
crack.
it's picking it up, but
My neck.
my
My
back,
back.
my pussy, and my crack. It's probably not
Do
picking it up.
it, do it, do it, do it, do
Also,
it
they're
now.
not cracking anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Lick it good. Fuck this pussy just like.
Alright, should be back.
Welcome back.
I think the ad started when I was reading that last line. Her real name is Reina, but she wants to be called Rena, so that's what we call her. She moved here in April.
My lie in April?
Your lie in April.
Damn.
Damn. I had some information
You got
on
laid
her.
in April?
I had some information on her, but it was all ambiguous. Just was still a bit uncertain about her, since she's so new. It was hard for me to handle someone like that. I didn't know how to act around her as Mion. So I decided to
Give an
pretend to be...
excuse and run.
Yeah. I gotta go to work. Bye.
No, not that one. Alright, don't trust Golden in tough situations.
This is too much pressure.
It's grandma. Gotta go home to grandma.
Yeah. Grandma's got a foot massage night. Sorry, bye.
Yeah. Sorry, Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Right, a reindeer. I felt that one coming.
So I decided to pretend to be in an obvious sulky mood. That way, she wouldn't talk to me as much, assuming that Mian was simply feeling bad. Well, that's how I really am anyway.
Are you going home, Michan?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not feeling well. Sorry.
Let's go together then.
Fuck.
Well-
Shit. Fuck.
Ah, fuck. Ah, shit.
Honestly, how could you not be prepared for that response when someone asks if you're going home?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't know. She presumably doesn't know that they live, like, along the same street. I wanted to say that I'd rather be alone, but there's only one road to Hinamizawa. So asking me to be alone would look odd. The only way to not seem suspicious would be to walk home
Jump
with
out
her.
the window. Oh.
Yeah. Let's go.
Brennan quietly nodded. I unlocked my bike.
Michan, do you have an umbrella?
Nope.
It might rain soon. So let's hurry a bit, since you don't have one.
As she predicted, we were attacked by pouring rain on our way.
Out in the corner in the pouring rain.
We ended up taking shelter in a small shack in front of a bus stop.
It's pouring, but it doesn't look it's going...
Like
Okay.
it's...
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's going to last long since the sky over there is clear.
Yeah, I think I said yeah the past 3 sentences.
Yeah.
Saying the least that you need to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I heard the sound of rain pattering on the rooftop and the raindrops jumping into puddles. It sounded loud, but it made me feel strangely calm. I zoned out for a moment, then Rena talked to me while looking up at the rainy sky.
I was worried about you. Because you look so down.
All the baseball team members knew I was depressed because I hadn't seen Satoshi-kun recently. Most of them attend the school in Hinamizawa, so it wasn't surprising that she knew as well. I hadn't been able to contact Sis these past few weeks, but I was sure she had an idea of how I feel about Satoshi-kun and how I would feel if he didn't come to his baseball practice. Sis was probably pretending to act a little depressed during her day-to-day in Hinamizawa to avoid creating a big gap between our moods. But neither of us knew the details about the other right now. So she wouldn't be able to answer if others asked her what was wrong. She'd only be able to say, "Leave me alone." That might lead more people to become worried. Rana must have thought Mion was depressed. That must be why she came all the way to see me. She must know... Well, she must have known what was going on, because she knew that I was at the baseball field.
Do you feel lonely because Satoshi-kun is avoiding us?
It's like the exact same situation with in Satoko's story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one for one.
Funny.
Keiichi and Satoko. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you swinging that bat, Keiji-kun? Having deduced what had been going on with Satoshi-kun from what she just said. He'd been distancing himself from others lately because of exhaustion. And that's what it sounded like, at least.
He looked like he was very worried about Satoko-chan. I think he's really on edge. I feel bad for him.
He really cares about his sister. He has a lot of courage.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I think you two switched places.
Huh.
What I'd said sounded hollow, as I knew too well how much of a burden Satoko had become. Girl.
Mm. But I think he'd feel even worse if you looked that depressed, I think.
Yeah, put a smile on.
Yeah, just be happy.
Just smile for me.
Mm.
I don't want that.
I know. But if you really don't, then you need a smile for him.
Oh,
Otherwise, he might really feel cornered. You could take some of the blame. I know you're strong. You can smile, even if it's just pretend. So, I want you to smile no matter what. You know that lies can become true sometimes?
Come on, Mion. I know that you can be a gaslight Geiku girl boss, just like me. What she was saying in a nutshell was this. Both Satoshi-kun and Satoko were totally wiped out. If Mion was also depressed, even though she's the sort of person who usually lightens the mood, the situation would be stuck in a vicious cycle. Rena sounded more like she was trying to give me advice than trying to console me. She must be more mature than she looks. Sis told me that she was a funny girl with a few bad habits. But she seemed to have another, very mature side to her.
Do you love Satoshi-kun?
Yeah, I say, completely forgetting the fact that I'm not Shion right now.
Though, I shouldn't have told her that. I immediately responded.
In that case, why don't you smile?
Rena smiled
I don't
herself.
trust anyone, and I don't want to trust anyone in this game for good advice. They all suck at it.
Just smile more, Seth.
I believe Satoshi-kun will feel better if he sees your smile. I know you feel powerless now, but your smile will give him strength.
You know what would be great? It'd be great if he could see me smile.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if he were around.
That's true.
I know what you're saying, but it's not that easy.
Rena giggled and nodded.
He'll come back after he's done with his part-time job.
His part-time job. I almost asked that question, but I managed to stop myself. From the tone of Rena's voice, it sounded like it was something everyone knew.
His part-time job, huh?
That was me.
Oh, whoops.
His part-time job, huh? I wonder when it'll end.
Until he has enough money, I guess. But he'll finish by Satoko-chan's birthday at the latest.
I tried to figure out what was going on from what she said. I had to listen very carefully to uncover the whole picture. Satoshi-kun seemed to be working in order to make some money. I don't think it's easy to find a job when you're still in school. This might have had something to do with it. His job only seemed temporary. And it seemed to have something to do with Satoko's birthday. It wasn't that difficult to figure out. Satoshi was working and saving up to buy his little sister something expensive for her birthday.
Or to get out.
He was trying to comfort her. Even though he was so torn up himself. Satoko again. Satoshi-kun was already worn out because of her, and he was now working for her sake even though he was exhausted. How stupid. It'd be easier for him to just forget about Satoko.
Would it?
Oof.
Would it?
Oh.
Rena, killer. I was startled when I realized Rena was looking straight into my eyes. She was smiling, but her eyes looked creepy. I never voiced what I was thinking, but she was looking at me as though she figured out that I was blaming Satoko. She beamed when she noticed my fear. She smiled as though she understood that I thought that way because of love. She was giving me the creeps. I could hear thunder roar in the distance.
That was
Realistic
not thunder.
That was, yeah. That was like the sound effect of you getting punched. The rain began to pick up.
Do you feel jealous of Satoko-chan because she monopolizes Satoshi-kun?
Get her ass.
Call her out.
I avoided answering immediately this time. But Brenda seemed to know what I was thinking already.
I wouldn't be upset even if you did. That's just how it is when you're in love.
It's just okay.
It's fine.
This is fine.
I wouldn't say that's something that happens when you're in love, necessarily. It happens when you feel insecure.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
You've been encouraging Satoko-chan despite that. That's admirable.
Of course I have. She's my friend.
I sounded so fake. I felt like spitting on the floor.
Kakutua. All we can do is encourage Satoko-chan and Satoshi-kun. I don't know how to save them from their situation.
Satoko is relying on Satoshi-kun way too much. If she were stronger, he wouldn't have to suffer in her place.
That's kind of fucked up.
You sound really straightforward.
That's one word for it.
Rena nodded with an unflinching smile, even though my remarks could be taken as harsh.
As they should be.
As they should be. What was this mysterious girl thinking? It was difficult to get a read on her.
Maybe Satoshi-kun feels that way a little too.
Huh?
Rena kept smiling, but her smile looked strangely cold.
I think he's tired of protecting Satoko-chan, and he's aware of that.
Given the type of person Rena is, I don't think she'd say something if she wasn't certain of it. Because of that, she must have been confident in what she just told me.
Why do you think that?
He said so.
What?
Satoshi-kun secretly confessed to her. Rena asked me to keep it that way.
Satoshi-kun told me that he felt tired of protecting Satako-chan. He was feeling guilty, though.
Sorry, I had to cough. No, I muted myself.
Golden? Oh, Golden's muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I unmuted the wrong thing first. I had to cough
Oh.
for a second there.
Okay.
I don't think he would say something like that. But, however, it wasn't likely that Rena was lying. I just met her, so I didn't know what made me feel that way.
That's grammatically incorrect. You can't do but, however.
But, however, furthermore, therefore,
In fact.
For
Finally.
example.
I heaved a huge sigh. Satoshi-kun must have gotten so tired that he couldn't help telling someone. Even so, even if he thought that way, he wouldn't tell somebody so easily. Maybe Rena led him to do so. She might be capable of something like that. I don't understand this girl. It had only been a little while since we'd met, but I'd already started talking about something I was keeping deep inside of me. Does she have some kind of supernatural power to reach into people's minds and drag out what they're thinking? It suddenly hit me that I was sitting with this creepy girl in a tiny shack. I've been dragged into her strange world. I don't think Sis has realized Rena's real personality. She thinks Rena is just a funny girl with some strange habits. She would have told me if she knew.
I guess Satoshi-kun must trust you a lot if he confessed that to you. I'm a little jealous. What do you mean? He obviously said that to you too.
It's not because he trusts me. I think it's because I've experienced the same thing.
You what? Did you also have to cover for your siblings once?
Those footsteps always followed me.
It sounded like two horses.
They even came to my bedside and looked down at me.
Huh? Sorry, Rena. What are you talking about? I turned around to face her and got the chills.
You pulled an axe out of nowhere.
Though she was
Or
smiling.
what was it? What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't an axe. What did she use?
In the anime, it's like a
giant cleaver
a
or a machete.
cleaver-looking thing.
It kind of looks like a machete,
It is,
I guess.
at least in the text of this translation, an axe. I don't know what word they use in the Japanese.
Oh, okay.
But in the anime, it's definitely not an axe. Though she was smiling, her eyes looked ice cold. I trembled and froze with my eyes open.
Have you experienced anything like that? I guess not. Probably.
Rena kept laughing self-derisively. I tried to figure out what she was saying.
Have you ever thought of leaving Hinamizawa and moving to a big city? Have you ever thought of doing something like that?
I didn't know how to respond. Rena waited for my answer, urging me to speak with her silence.
No. I love it here.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? I knew that.
It didn't seem like a good idea to lie to her. Rena has
I
some
did
kind
it
of power I
anyways.
can't grasp, and I did it anyways. It's fine. She can read people's minds just by seeing the slightest change in their expressions. She's a regular Apollo Justice. So I had to tell her the truth.
You'll be okay if that's true. Oyashiro-sama won't get mad at you.
Oh yeah, Shiro-sama.
Oyashiro-sama. That's Hinamizawa's guardian deity. I couldn't understand why she mentioned that name. My mind stopped for a moment.
That's right. Oyashiro-sama.
She calmly repeated the name as if trying to teach me something. Yeah, I remember. Oyashiro-sama never allows heathens to desecrate Hinamizawa. Oyashiro-sama never allows the villagers to leave either. Those are the rules. Slowly, I recalled the fear of the curse which supposedly caused the dismemberment murder and the death of the Hojo couple. When I was sent to the institution, I had this fear. I was scared that if I went to that faraway boarding school, I'd fall under the curse. But I should be okay. I escaped from the school and returned to my hometown, to Okinomiya to be precise. But it should be okay according to the kids' rules, because I love Hinamizawa. The hag forces me to live in this suffocating life, but I still chose to stay in this place. I don't believe I'm breaking Oyashiro-sama's rules. Even though the Sonozaki family had selfishly banished me to a remote place, I came back here anyway. Oyashiro-sama should even bless me for that. I guess I'm trying to convince myself that the curse doesn't apply to me. But I think I'm still afraid of it. Koyo, hello, welcome on in. Hi, Siobhan.
Hey,
Give
Koyo.
a
Hi,
shout out.
Siobhan.
And they're playing some Dwarf Fortress yesterday. I didn't catch the playing part. They were taking notes when I caught them. I hope you had fun. This is Shion.
I love this place, so I don't think I'd qualify for Oyashiro-sama's curse. You could even call me a model villager.
Yes. I think so too. But I'm not sure about Satoshi-kun.
Why?
Satoshi-kun wants to leave Hinamizawa and run far away. Even if only unconsciously.
I gave an inaudible cry. While I was feeling sad that Satoshi-kun hadn't showed up for practice, he still lived in Hinamizawa, so I'd never even considered the thought of him going away.
Are you saying that he wants to skip town?
Yes. He's not aware of it himself, though. He probably didn't notice it until Oyashiro-sama stood by his bed.
I still had no idea what she was talking about. I continued trying to figure out what she was saying.
Everything he's going through is a sign of Oyashiro-sama's curse. You feel like someone is watching you from a distance, and it follows you. Then it watches from right behind you. After that, you start hearing an extra footstep. It only happens outside at first, but then you start hearing it even inside your house after a while. Then, Oyashiro-sama keeps watching you, even when you're sleeping in the dark. Right by your side, walking silently. For you to admit your sin. Satoshi-kun told me he was having nightmares at first. So I asked him what kind of dreams he was having. And those dreams he was having, as it turned out, were just like mine. I warned him that the presence would become bigger. He'd hear an extra footstep and feel the presence watching him in his sleep. I told him to come to me if that ever happened. He must have been suspicious at first, but just as I predicted, he started to feel Oyashiro-sama's presence more strongly. He finally realized he could talk to me about it.
Rena didn't look like she was joking. She just calmly told me what had been going on. I couldn't even move. I couldn't tell if her words were a joke or the truth. I could only feel stunned.
I'm from Hinamizawa originally, but I moved to Ibaraki Prefecture right before I went to elementary school. However, when I couldn't adjust to my new environment, Oyashiro-sama frequently started telling me to return to Hinamizawa in my head. But I couldn't do anything since I was just a little kid. I was forced to live there, though I felt threatened by Oyashiro-sama's voice. Then,
Rena paused. It looked like she didn't want to go into the details of what followed. In general, she confused me even more.
anyway, I was able to come back here in the end. Oyashiro-sama forgave me. I haven't felt his presence anymore since then. Satoshi-kun is being subjected to the curse even though he's in Hinamizawa. Why? There can only be one reason. It's because he wishes to abandon Hinamizawa. Oyashiro-sama won't allow that. After a series of inner monologues, he confessed. You know he's working part-time, don't you?
And there's the ad. Don't you?
Sorry, like the screen keeps reading. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
I should get more water. I'll be right back.
Warder.
Alright, we should be back.
Okay. The teddy bear he's getting for Satako-chan costs about 100,000 yen.
That's expensive. What the fuck?
Yeah. And he's trying to get the money by her birthday. Have you noticed it yet? Think about it like this. If he had that amount of money, that'd be enough for him to run away somewhere far from here. He unconsciously started to think about that. About leaving Satoko-chan behind. But he'd feel very guilty. As you pointed out, Satoko-chan is a burden on him. He's not stupid, so he's aware of that. He just doesn't want to admit it because he's the one who's supposed to protect his little sister. He's been struggling with himself. He thinks he's working to please Satoko-chan on her birthday. But he also feels that he might be deceiving himself because he unconsciously wants to skip town with that money. I don't think he should run away. Even if he did, he'd regret it for the rest of his life. Oyashiro-sama knows that. That's why Oyashiro-sama is trying to warn him. I hope Satoshi-kun stops thinking of abandoning Satoko-chan. He's working hard to make it to Satoko-chan's birthday, which is a couple of days after the Watanagashi festival.
Rip.
It's fine.
He's pushing himself too hard. He believes it'll end when Satoko-chan's birthday comes. The curse keeps cautioning him. While he tries to figure out whether he should leave or continue protecting her.
Of course, Cleo. The torrential rain didn't seem to want to stop. It kept pouring down on the galvanized iron roof, producing a loud noise. Yet in the shack, it felt completely silent. What the hell was Rena talking about? I couldn't grasp even half of what she was saying. The only thing I had figured out is that Satoshi-kun was struggling, confused, and in lots of pain. He's suffering from Oyashiro-sama's curse, and Rena has experienced that before. The Watanagashi festival was right around the corner. Oyashiro-sama's curse had struck 3 years in a row. There was no guarantee that it wouldn't strike a 4th time. Satoshi-kun was subject to Oyashiro-sama's curse, even now? Was he going to skip town? Was he going to be the next victim of Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, he might disappear forever. Forever. Could I do something to prevent it? If I didn't do anything, it would all come to a hopeless end. I started feeling a sense of dread. I didn't buy the crazy story Rena told me. But if something really was happening to Satoshi-kun, which might bring about some kind of an end, I couldn't help feeling scared. It's true, isn't it? My instinct is always correct. I decided to contact Mion despite the danger. Mion got upset at first, but she had to listen to me.
Oh, we just jumped straight to the... Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I guess it turned out fine.
The conversation just ended there.
Or she just literally went to the house.
Sis. What's going on? Oh, wait. What's going on with Satoshi-kun? He looks really stressed out. I can't even talk to him. What do you mean? You don't know what's going on because you can't talk to him? Sorry. Sis, give me another chance to trade spots again. That's fine. But I'm kind of busy lately attending meetings for the festival. What are you planning to do? Another part-time job? I'm going to your school.
This seems like a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea. Okay, quick conversation then.
Guess she's just gonna hide in Mion's room overnight. Few new tips. Notebook page 21. Why don't I relate my encounter with that creepy girl in the rain? Her name is Rena Ryugu. Her real first name is Reina. I have no idea what kind of girl she really is. One thing is certain, she has no relation to the Sonozaki family. She has no relation to the three families as a whole either. The Ryugu family used to live in Hinamizawa, but then they moved to Ibaraki. That was before she went to elementary school. They returned to Hinamizawa some years later. Ren Ryugu said she came back because Oyashiro-sama told her to. I don't know what that means. She said it was the curse of Oyashiro-sama. That Oyashiro-sama had stalked her. I think that was probably a hallucination, but Satoshi-kun had been interested in that experience. She said that Satoshi-kun was also experiencing Oyashiro-sama's curse. Satoshi-kun told her that he was being followed by some unknown existence. He was surprised to learn that Rena had the same experience before. What is Oyashiro-sama's curse? Why did Rena and Satoshi have Satoshi-kun have a similar experience? I believe that means that somebody put them under surveillance. Somebody must be spying on the next victim of the curse. Since Rena and Satoshi-kun both blindly believed in Oyashiro-sama's curse, they interpreted it as Oyashiro-sama's presence. If paranoia kicked in, they'd feel as if they were experiencing paranormal phenomena. Judging from what Rena said, it seems that Satoshi-kun had been put on surveillance since long before Watanagashi. So, one question comes to mind. Why were they watching Rena? I'm assuming that the surveillance was placed on a victim-to-be of that year. If so, I don't understand why Rena went through it. Why did they watch her even though she was living so far away? If she was considered somebody who abandoned the village, I could understand. But she didn't fall victim in the end. Maybe she was forgiven because she came back to Hinamizawa. I guess she still knows something I don't. And notebook page 24. Satoshi-kun looked terrible. When he went home, he had to mediate a fight between Satoko and their aunt, and he became mentally exhausted. He went to work every day. He became physically exhausted. He no longer communicated with his classmates. He either slept on his desk or was gone somewhere during lunch. He used to be really gentle. It was painful to see him suffering like that. On top of all that, he was dealing with the curse of Oyashiro-sama. He must have been completely, totally, and absolutely exhausted. That curse was a form of surveillance by those planning to victimize Satoshi-kun that year. That means that the other victim was in the same situation. Satoshi-kun's aunt had also been watched. Did she notice any presence? What about the others? Did the victims of the previous incidents also experience it? I need to investigate the facts in order to prove that the curse on Satoshi-kun was actually just surveillance. Is it surveillance, paranoia, or really the curse? Save. That was a long chapter.
Yeah.
Granted, we had to stop every 5 seconds to tell Shion that she's stupid, but
I felt like that was, worth it.
yeah. President, if you would. For a moment, I forgot the class president was me.
All rise.
It looks like you didn't get enough sleep. I know it's been very hot at night lately, but try to get as much sleep as you can. Alright, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure this place can be called a school. Because there are so many different age groups. It's like a kindergarten and an elementary school blended together. Since I'd already heard about what this place was like, I didn't feel that uncomfortable. It wasn't too difficult to act like Mio in here. As Sis told me, Satoshi-kun looked exhausted. I said hi to him, but he ignored me. Since I knew what he'd been going through, his pain looked apparent to me. I was interested in another person in this classroom. Fucking Satoko. Satoko, Satoshi-kun's little sister. She looked as worn out as Satoshi-kun, emotionless like an abandoned doll. Everybody in this room was aware of their circumstances, but no one could do anything for them. So they just acted as though nothing was wrong. Mion will only let me have this one day. If I slacked off even a little bit, today would be over with quickly. I had to figure out what I should do in this limited time. I should probably talk to Satoshi-kun. About what? Anything goes. Cheer him up, sympathize with him, anything will do. More than anything, I just wanted to chat with him. However, Sissa told me.
This HD.
Sis HD. She's looking kind of SD right now, though.
Sis had told me that you've got a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend.
Who looked like a boyfriend. Who looked like a girlfriend. She had said Satoshi-kun
Yeah, last year.
didn't communicate much with her lately. And had distanced himself from her. I figured I shouldn't talk to him too casually. I wanted to, but maybe it was better to leave him alone. I need to keep Sis's warnings in mind. But instead, I decided to ignore them. This can only go well.
I need to keep her warnings in mind, so fuck them.
I looked for Satoshi-kun during lunch break. He was walking as if looking for a place where he could be alone. I caught him in the hallway.
Satoshi-kun.
He turned around, startled by my voice. His facial expression surprised me. He was scowling, clearly a sign of rejection. But
Girl, just let
I
him go
couldn't
swing his
hesitate.
bat.
He's training for the baseball team. I'd lose my only chance if I did.
Hey, how are you?
He gave me a look as if saying, "Do I look fine to you?" I never expected to see an expression like that on his face. I felt like my heart was being torn into pieces. As I looked down, he spoke to me. I felt a little glad, but the next thing he said changed that. "I'm fine. Is there anything else?" I'll get going if there isn't. Because I want to be alone.
Okay. I guess you're tired from work. I'm sure you want some time to yourself. You're working today too, right? Where at?
Sis had found several jobs for him. He worked at a few different places. He was helping out when necessary at any of the shops Mion introduced him to. As a result, he constantly had to do different tasks in a different environment almost every time. On top of that, he requested high-paying jobs from Mion because he wanted a large sum of money as soon as possible. In other words, he chose to mostly do manual labor. He was exhausted every day because he wasn't that physically strong. It doesn't matter. And shouldn't you know because you helped me get the job? Mion did help him get the job. Yet Satoshi-kun didn't look thankful for that opportunity. This wasn't like him at all. It made me feel sad.
You're right. Sorry.
Is that all? He sounded so harsh. Why was he being like that? Would he ever stroke my head again?
Oh.
I couldn't help my tears. They flowed onto my cheeks. Satoshi-kun looked confused for a moment, but then he frowned again. Sorry. Oh wait, no. This is you.
Sorry. The coach said he wanted you to come back to practice. Man, she really didn't plan this conversation out at all.
Nope. I told him I quit, so I won't be going back.
But maybe it's a good idea to work out from time to time. You know?
Not interested. I didn't know why he was being so hostile towards me.
Can't imagine why.
Can't imagine why. Why did he hate me so much? I was left bewildered.
Why? How come?
Because I'm busy with work. Isn't it obvious?
No, I didn't mean that. Why do you hate me so much?
Why don't you ask yourself?
Oof. Ask myself? What? What did I do? I don't understand, Satoshi-kun.
I couldn't control my emotions any longer. Streaks of tears ran down my cheeks. Satoshi-kun gave me a hateful glare and walked away without saying another word. I couldn't even stop him. If I tried, he'd hurt me again with another cutting remark. I couldn't bear that, so I just watched him walk away. I wiped my tears and went back to the classroom. I heard somebody crying from inside. What's going on? I looked around the room to see. It was Satoko. I saw her bento box on the floor. I asked one of her classmates what happened, and it seemed that Satoko had bumped into somebody's shoulder when she stood up to go wash the box out. That was all. But Satoko was crying as if afraid she was going to be chided badly. What happened was very minor. She could just pick up the bento box and things would be fine. It looked like the lid came a little loose, but it was definitely fixable. She didn't have to cry like that. Yet Satoko started begging through her tears.
Fun?
I miss radio.
I miss my wife. This is so sad.
Well, I'll take her.
Okay.
Help! Help me, Nini! What? Because of what happened with Satoshi-kun, I couldn't suppress my emotions very well. So instead, they exploded.
Oh boy.
Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I stormed out to Satoko while elbowing her classmates aside. I grabbed her by the head, then threw her into the wall. Jesus!
Whoa!
Satoko screamed. She didn't seem to understand what had happened. She was shedding tears and shivering. She must be wondering why I did that.
Do you know why I did that?
Help, Nini. Satoko cried for her brother's help again. And so I grabbed her head and threw her again. Jesus Christ. This is the worst stream ever. Satoko stumbled and crashed into a desk. The desk fell and the contents of the drawer scattered about. Satoko didn't even stand up. She just crouched and trembled while looking at me. Help. Help. Nini. Nini.
If you weren't like that,
If you weren't like that, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have to suffer. Don't you get it? That's what I wanted to say, but I was too angry to utter another word. I picked up a bunch of textbooks from the floor and threw them at her face.
oh my god.
Jeez. Sorry. Also, for some reason, my screen is not showing.
Oh, that's weird.
My stream isn't showing.
Let me end it and
Let me
see if restarting it fixes it.
Okay, there we go.
Cry as much as you want. But nothing's going to change. Why are you crying? Because you think somebody's going to help you? You don't have any idea what he has to go through to protect you, do you? Do you understand that? Do you understand what you're doing? You shouldn't exist. Die if you don't want to suffer. Oh my god. Go fuck yourself. Don't hurt Satoshi-kun. You deserve to die alone. You just deserve to die.
Where? Nini. Nini. Wow.
Her desperate cries only increased my irritation.
Stop crying. Don't call your brother for help. Stop it. If you weren't like that, if only you...
I kept on throwing things at her. Satoko curled up to protect herself and cried even harder. At that point, a girl with long hair ran up and huddled over her. I knew who that was. Rika Furude. One of Satoko's only friends. Please don't hurt her. She's in a poor situation, so please don't hurt her.
It doesn't matter how pathetic she is. She shouldn't rely on Satoshi-kun all the time. Stop spoiling her. Satoshi-kun has to suffer so much because of her.
No. Stop.
Oh, wait, that's me.
Oh, wait.
No, stop! Don't hurt her! Rika also became the target of my anger.
I'm trying to teach her something here. If you keep getting in the way, I'll crack your head open.
I grabbed a chair and lifted it over my head. It wouldn't hurt only a little if I threw this thing at them.
It wouldn't hurt only a little.
Yeah, weird phrasing. It hurt more than a little. Rika tightly closed her eyes and covered Satoko with her body. I didn't care what the consequences would be. I didn't care if I hurt them.
Stop. No fighting.
No fighting!
Me-chan.
Brenna returned to the classroom and shouted at me. Then Satoshi-kun rushed him while pushing Rena aside. Seeming to have grasped the situation immediately, he charged straight at me. Until my body had hit the locker, I didn't understand what had happened. There was a loud crashing noise. I had left a dent in it. I crouched there in pain. Satoko, are you alright?
Nini. Nini. Ah.
Satoko pushed Rika aside, jumped at her brother, and started crying again. What happened? Why were you treated like that? Why?
I didn't do anything, but Neon, she suddenly.
What's going on, Mion? Satoshi-kun shouted at me while clutching his sister. He looked fierce. What did Sadako do to deserve this? What did we do? Why do we always have to suffer like this? Why? Why? He released Sadako and rushed up to me, grabbing me by the neck. You said... Oh, wait, sorry, that's you.
You said that I should ask myself, didn't you? So why don't you ask yourself?
Ask what?
I know you feel she's a burden on you. You always have to suffer because of her. You know that, right? If she were stronger, you wouldn't have to suffer. She's the one to blame.
I don't believe what I said was wrong.
What you said was wrong.
What you said is quite wrong. What you did was very wrong. Even worse than what you said. But after hearing it, Satoshi-kun went berserk. What the heck do you know?
Oh,
Satoshi-kun grabbed my hair and threw me to the wall, just like I did to Satoko. However, I wasn't going to back down. I no longer had any
There are
control
adults
over
in this
my
building,
emotions
right?
at all. There's like 2 adults in this building.
okay. You spent so much time protecting her. She'll never stop relying on you until you stop doing that.
What the hell do you know about us? What the heck do you know? You persecuted our parents, and now it's us? And that's the way of the Sonozaki family, huh? You torture traitors for fun. Is it fun? Is it fun bullying us? Huh? Oh, Brew. Thank you for the stretch. There's gonna be an ad soon. So
Hi,
that'd
Brew.
be
Hey,
a good time for it as well.
Thanks for the stretch, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the ad. I need to go piss, girl.
Go piss, girl.
So,
I'm
everybody.
gonna watch this ad about magic lamps,
Mhm.
faucets,
Faucets. Everybody just
faucets.
breathe, relax. I know. A lot is happening on stream right now. A lot happens all at once. Anyway. Oops. That was just my desk. Don't worry about it.
Is Monster Hunter Wild only available on the PS5?
No, it's on Steam.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I just got an ad for it, but it was a PlayStation ad, so...
Oh. Did it say exclusive?
I wasn't listening. I just saw the PlayStation 5 was shown. And
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see like a logo for PC or Steam or anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You want a big purple tentacle at the arcade. Are you into that?
That's kind of hot.
One singular purple tentacle.
Is that round 1?
I have no idea what they're talking about. Is this
I
still Monster Hunter?
return
No, it's
a
not.
big purple tentacle. Interesting.
Interesting. Fascinating.
So what are we talking about?
Hmm.
Like an actual arcade?
Yeah, it's an arcade. Round 1 is an arcade franchise.
So wait, is it like a plush tentacle?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Surely it's not like a.
It's actually made of silicone.
Hmm.
It has a pocket.
There was a
Where?
terrible mix-up in the order.
Anyway. I assume this is the teacher. Stop it. Oh no, it's Rena.
Stop it.
That was Rena's voice.
Stop it.
Stop it. No fighting.
No fighting.
She stepped in, looking as fierce as a demon.
Honestly, fierce.
Wow.
Yes.
Satoshi-kun, please. Mi-chan doesn't have any bad intentions.
Well.
Well,
John probably doesn't.
yeah. I guess she's not wrong.
Yeah. From a
She
certain
wanted to
point
help
of view.
She wanted to help you, but she just lost control a little. Just a little.
Just a little.
You threw an 8-year-old against a wall.
She almost smacked her over the head with the
Repeatedly.
chair.
But with good intentions.
It's
But
fine.
with good intentions.
It's fine. Her heart was in the right place.
Was it?
Not really. Satoshi-kun looked like he wanted to say something back, but he chose not to.
You too, Mi-chan. I know how much you worry about Satoshi-kun. But you can't solve the problem like that. You should gear that anger towards the aunt and uncle.
Yeah, use your anger
Right?
productively.
Yeah.
Since Satoshi-kun didn't say anything, I kept quiet too.
Here, Satoko-chan. You don't have to try. Yeah. You don't have to cry just because you dropped your bento box. Alright? Do you feel better now?
Satoko, I'll pick up the bento for you. Rika started picking up the bento box while its owner continued to cry.
Guys, can you help us clean up? Instead of standing there like assholes? The teacher will be back from the vegetable garden soon. This quarrel is over, so don't tell her about it. Okay?
The classmates looked at each other and nodded, then started picking up the stuff on the floor.
Here, Satoshi-kun, Mi-chan. Why don't you guys shake hands as a sign of reconciliation? I think this is Shion.
Sorry, I got distracted. Sorry. I didn't mean to do this.
Tears started to roll down my cheeks again. Oh, that's me. Oh jeez, that's me. I'm sorry too. You had nothing to do with our family situation. I'm sorry.
Okay. Mi-chan, Why don't you apologize to Satoko-chan now?
I was fine with apologizing to Satoshi-kun, but I didn't want to apologize to her.
Please reevaluate your life decisions.
Please, just say you're sorry, even if you don't mean it, because you did just beat up this little girl. But the situation wouldn't be settled otherwise, so I reluctantly apologized. Satoko nodded, looking discouraged. After that, Rena let me go. My head ached, and so I held it with both hands. What was that? What did I do? I didn't want to use this precious time to fight. Sis had warned me. She told me that I shouldn't talk to Satoshi-kun just like that. What did I come here for? I shouldn't have come here if I knew this was going to happen. Stupid. You're stupid, Shion. I was overcome by emotions because I was so worried about Satoshi-kun. When did things go wrong? Were they wrong from the beginning? I got into a fight with Satoshi-kun. This was totally the opposite of what I wanted. I regretted it. I hated myself for it. I couldn't blame myself enough. My world had been torn apart. I wish this guy would fall and kill me. Sis sounded both amazed and confused.
Not in any way angry.
Not at all.
You know, I'm busy with the festival preparations. But you certainly made things more complicated. Sorry.
Sis tried to say something, but she stopped in the middle. After listening to a few complaints, I started telling her about everything that happened today. Sis had to pretend that the trouble I caused today was her responsibility, which must have been very taxing for her.
Now who's being a Sadako?
Mm-hmm. You're such a burden, Shion.
So, I won't get the chance to trade spots for a while. Question mark. Hey, I think you should be more aware of the hassle I have to go through. Yeah, you're right.
Sis had been sympathetic, but maybe I pushed her too far this time. Of course, she'd be hesitant to trade spots, considering what I did today. The atmosphere felt awkward, so we were both silent for a while.
Which one was this?
I think Mion?
Yeah, no. If you were to get another chance, what would you do, Shion?
That was a reasonable question. I wasn't prepared to answer, though. If I had a chance to go to school once again and see Satoshi-kun, what would I do? Would I apologize to him about today? I don't think that would work. That might even upset him again, no matter how hard I tried. Okay. Here's something that he was saying. It was the Sonozaki family who had been harassing his. It'd only be natural for him to hold a grudge against us. But why was he only expressing that now? I've been a Sonozaki to him all along. Satoshi-kun stroked my head even though he knew I was Mion Sonozaki.
Sis, do you think that Satoshi-kun is holding a grudge against the Sonozaki family? I think so, yeah.
It was our family that initiated the persecution of the Hojo family, making them into scapegoats. Even after the damn conflict, it wasn't easy for the
That
Hojo
damn
family.
conflict.
That damn conflict. It wasn't easy for the Hojo family to live in Hinamizawa. Given all of that, it's not surprising that Satoshi-kun hates us. The Sonozaki family put his family in a devastating situation.
But why now? Why is he only expressing that grudge to us now? Why is this happening now? If you wanted to. Oh.
If he had rejected me in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to get close to him. My tears wet my cheeks. I didn't bother to wipe them. It's only natural for him to hold a grudge against the Sonozakis. There's nothing unusual about it. Rather, why has he been treating me like a friend? I knew how stupid this question was. This, I think, is Mion.
I think it's because he was mature. I can't understand it.
He'd been treating me as a friend because he was mature. And now that he's become stressed mentally and physically, he's decided to reject me. No matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't find anything to fault him with. If there was somebody to blame, it'd be somebody I'd never accused before.
Why did the hag decide to persecute the Hojo family? Huh? It was his parents who supported the dam project, right? Satoshi-kun had nothing to do with it. Why was he included? Why?
Mion couldn't say anything in return. Actually, it wasn't at all hard to guess the reason. The hag didn't give any specific order to harass the Hojo family. She just thought the Hojo family was getting in the way. The people around her noticed what was bothering her and took steps to get rid of it. Though, of course, she must have known how influential her own words were. She didn't just think it, she gave what she must have known would be interpreted as an order. She's the one to blame for initiating the attack on the Hojo family.
You said before that the Furude priest wasn't mature because he didn't cooperate, right? Is this the same scenario? The Hojo family wasn't mature because they didn't act in accordance with the other villagers? That's why the hag decided to punish them? Isn't it?
Mion couldn't say anything in return, meaning that my accusation was the truth.
They already punished the Hojo couple. Feel free to bring them to the torture room in the garden. And chop their fingers off or something. But leave Satoshi-kun alone. Satoshi-kun had nothing to do with this. What did he do to deserve this? What did he do wrong? Answer me. Answer me, Mion. Mion! Very well. Please take care of the matter. Goodbye.
Mion suddenly changed her tone and hung up. She must have done that to escape from my questions. I was furious. I started redialing the number, but then I remembered that we decided she'd hang up the phone after using that phrase when she saw the hag coming. I doubted she actually saw the hag, but it was the rule, so I couldn't call back for a while. I went to the bathroom to wash my face and cool down. I turned the faucet. The water felt lukewarm. It didn't help me cool down at all. I'm disgusted by my own childishness. I just wanted to fill my void. I didn't care about him. Considering that, Satoshi-kun was very generous, but I don't know if I can forgive Satoko. That's a different story. Notebook page 26.
That was a fucked up chapter.
Yep. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll get more fucked up.
It only gets worse.
Yay.
Remember, this is Higurashi.
Nothing bad ever happens in Hinamizawa. I was looking at the
Nothing
ceiling.
bad ever happens.
Okay, but listen. Okay, but Keiichi, while incredibly stupid, was at least understandable.
Yes.
Shion out here is being just a straight up unlikable person.
I think Shion also needs to go to therapy.
Yeah, probably.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Zonozakis.
Well, she's like barely a Sonozaki, so.
I was looking up at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting
Starfishing it.
hungry. Making snow angels in my bed.
You have snow in your bed?
If only. I didn't live with
Why
my
would you want
parents.
snow in your bed?
You know. It gets kind of hot sometimes.
But it's wet.
It's cold and wet and gets everywhere.
I don't want a wet bed. Well, not for that reason, at least.
I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorm. That meant I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up.
ADHD mood.
It had been several days since I began this empty life. It must be tomorrow. The Watanagashi festival, I mean. Nothing bad ever happens on the Watanagashi.
I'm just glad we're getting to it.
Yeah, get it over with.
Come on,
have
we all
two
know what's
to
gonna
get
happen.
through. We gotta speed it up. I heard the doorbell ring. I ignored it at first, but it rung persistently. I started hearing knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice.
Shion. Wait. Shion-san.
What voice? What voice
I'm
were you
sorry.
I think you're supposed to be
I don't-
Yurie.
Yeah, sorry. I've just been doing Irie for a lot. So I was like, Irie? I don't know.
Wow, Kasai,
Yeah?
you sound a lot gayer than usual.
Shion-san, please, open up. I bought some food for you.
How convenient.
I didn't ask him to. He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough and I'd been feeling down lately.
You haven't eaten, have you?
No. I'm not hungry.
But when Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise.
Your stomach is growling. I believe you need to eat.
I was hungry, but had no appetite. I mean, I did have an appetite, but didn't have the energy to eat. Yet I'd feel bad wasting the food Kasai had brought. I picked up my chopsticks just to humor him.
I thought you were marked by the hag. Is it okay for you to be here?
Audio-san is busy with the festival preparation meetings. She doesn't seem to have time to deal with you right now. Didn't you like croquettes?
Oh my god, it's croquettes again.
I love croquettes.
They're good. Thanks.
While I nibbled on the food, Kasai read through the magazines I bought.
Have you...
I never talked to Kasai about something like this before.
Oh wait, I think that was
That was Shion. Yeah.
Have you,
I've never talked to Kasai about something like this before. Since I've always believed myself superior to him psychologically. That explains a lot.
It does explain a lot.
I hesitated to show my weakness to him.
That kind of hardship is healthy for your age.
It builds character.
hey, do you know about that?
Mion-san told me a little about it. She said she wanted me to assist you.
She did she?
She looked worried. Your sister is looking out for you.
Without responding, I threw the last croquette in my mouth.
I thought you might want to know how Satoshi Hojo is doing. I've gathered some information. Would you like me to report?
That's not necessary. But since you went through all that trouble, I think I better listen.
Kasei chuckled, but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude.
It seems that Tepe Hojo fled the premises. He seems to be...
Radiant. Hello? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did my
staying at
computer...
his mistress's place in Okinomiya.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
sorry.
Ah.
My
Oh,
computer
yep.
froze for a
Ah.
second there.
Yup. Okay.
I couldn't hear either of you, but I saw my avatar still moving.
We weren't saying anything until a
Yeah.
couple, like
Okay.
a minute in or so, whatever.
You're good.
Did I need to reread the line?
If chat heard it, then I would say no, but I don't know.
Just go ahead and reread it.
Okay. It seems that Tepe Hojo fled the premises. He seems to be staying at his mistress's place in Okinomiya.
Tepe? Who's that? Oh, Satoshi-kun's uncle, huh?
Their aunt, Tamae Hojo, Satoshi, and Satoko are the only ones living in the house right now. Ever since Tamae learned that Tepe had fled to his mistress, she's been in a foul mood.
So that must mean that the aunt is being even nastier to Satoko, and Satoshi-kun is taking even more indirect blows. That goddamn Satoko.
Fucking Satoko.
I don't know about Satoshi-kun, but I heard that Satoko-san looks very miserable. The neighbors are spreading rumors about her.
Instead of doing something to help her.
Mm-hmm. If Satoko looks miserable, that means Satoshi-kun must be going through equally miserable torture.
That's arguable.
Hmm.
Can't you do something about that aunt? Doesn't anybody talk about punishing her?
She's already one of the remaining Hojos after all. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt?
Is this where we find out that the aunt goes missing basically because of Shion? She just makes that happen somehow.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Mayhaps. The main Sonozaki family ruled against further harassment toward the Hojo family after the death of the couple. They say the police still might be staking out their house due to suspicions about the couple's death.
And they may be
Okay,
right.
listen, you're totally fine to stop harassing them, but a child is currently being abused in the house,
Mhm.
and so maybe that's not actually harassment, but more of a legal and ethical obligation.
There's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do.
Their deaths have been filed under Oyashiro-sama's curse. So the Sonozaki family thinks no further divine intervention is necessary?
Kasei put on a faint smile. Come to think of it, it is hard not to suspect the involvement of the Sonozaki family in all the incidents said to be Oyashiro-sama's curse. Somebody strived to get rid of the hag's concerns on the day of the Watanagashi festival. Furthermore, the Watanagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. The first and third year, it was just one, but the second year, the victims were a couple. So it wouldn't be too strange if 2 people fell victim this year. It seems
Or
like a good
more.
time. 2 victims. maybe more. Imagine. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be the victim. My god. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be the victim.
We were almost.
You were
getting
so
there.
close. You were so
We were
close.
almost getting there.
Satoshi-kun will be freed from every source of his worries all at once.
Oh my god. Kasai, do you know if this year's victim has been selected already?
Hey, Mion.
This
Can you
is
kill
information you're
Satoko for
definitely
me?
privy to. Does the hag make the decision? If so, Sis should know about it by now. Kasai, do you know anything?
Well, Shion-san, I don't know anything about that matter.
Well, that makes sense. That kind of secret won't make its way to you, because you're just small fry.
That's true. I've never received any information regarding that from my connections. But, as you know, the Sonozaki family has access to many underground organizations, which I have no channels into.
Maybe I could try asking Sis about it. But she won't talk. She's strict about keeping promises, unlike me.
Clearly, the solution is to pretend to Mion and go straight to the hag.
It's just that easy. Actually, it is just,
just
that
that
easy.
easy.
There's like
It's
nobody
just
in
that
the
easy.
house. She's strict about keeping Oh, I already said that. If the hag told her to keep a secret, she'd take it to her grave.
Damn.
I hope Satoko and her aunt would go missing this year.
Just straight out saying
If I
it.
say it, it'll manifest.
Okay, Kasai, you're a respectable, a very decent man.
Mm-hmm.
Will you maybe correct this path? this path of
Nope.
this line of thinking. Hey, Kasai, I just thought of that.
Aren't you going to do something about it?
I can't let you do that.
Shion-san, you must be joking.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Hee
I wasn't kidding.
I'm not very convinced.
I took a glimpse at Kasai. He didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. I wasn't able to go to the villages myself, so I definitely wasn't going to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as the victim of the curse. Oh. Curse to watch ads. Thank you, capitalism.
I must go piss. I'll be right back.
Go piss,
Go
girl.
piss, girl.
I'll probably be monologuing for a little bit anyway, so if it takes them longer than it should.
You should see a doctor about that.
Yeah, well, sometimes your bladder's just very full. You ever had those points where you can tell there's more, but you keep stopping and starting?
No?
Maybe I should see a doctor.
Maybe you should see a doctor.
It's only when I'm like holding it in for a long time, you know? So it's like extra full. Anyway. Let me just drink another full bottle of water.
Go hydrate, girl.
We'll probably end after this chapter's over. And it's been a little intense tonight. And like I said, it's not going to get any better, so I think we'll keep these streams short. Let's see. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as the victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on this couch, playing hooky, Somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year, but I was certain that the hag was behind it. All the enemies from the dam conflict had been punished. Only the Hojo couple was left, since most of the other enemies had already gone. I like how, like, killing the uncle has not even, like, factored into the equation. So, he's already gone. We don't have to worry about him. Nothing bad will happen.
Well, I think also
if
this
you don't-
entire
if you don't
time it's
kill him.
only been the aunt and Satoko.
Yeah.
Like, I never really talked about how the uncle's being an asshole.
No. I mean, I think from what I remember, the third chapter was like he didn't really start being like that until after her death. Before he was just kind of like hands off. The lesser of two evils.
I'm back.
Welcome back. The cicadas were crying loudly outside. It made me feel hot. Why was it this hot and humid in June? If Oyashiro-sama was actually punishing people, I'd pray for one thing. I'd pray that the evil aunt would be punished, and I'd offer up Satoko as a sacrifice. It's hot.
Murder is so hot.
It's so hot. When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he cleaned the table in the surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry into the hamper in front of the washing machine, too. Being a girl of a sensitive age, I didn't want a man to clean my room. Well, I'd rather thank him than badmouth him. I looked at the clock. It was late afternoon. I had to go grocery shopping. There's nothing left in the fridge, and I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go. At that moment, the phone rang. It must be Kasai, I thought. I did hope it was him. He couldn't have brought more food, so then I wouldn't have to go shopping. Or he could have brought more food, so then I wouldn't have to go shopping. While I was just being lazy. I didn't feel like going out at all. But it wasn't Kasai on the phone.
This. Where are you calling from? The house? No. I'm calling from a payphone, so I'll make it quick. Satoshi called me.
Satoshi-kun did?
Nope, that's
He
me.
called you? Oh, sorry. Fuck. Fuck.
Satoshi-kun did? He called you? It probably wasn't me he wanted. He called you, I think. It sounded like he wanted to apologize for what happened the other day, even though it was entirely your fault. So I thought you should take the call. I told him that I'd call him back because I was busy. So, can you call his number, this number? Okay. Oh my god, I got his number. Oh my god, I got his number.
Oh my god, oh my god. I was
Let's
stunned
go,
for a
gamers!
second. But then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine.
Thanks. I'll call right away. Good. He's been extremely stressed these days. Don't think he'll listen to me anymore, but I think he'll listen to you, because he totally knows the difference between us.
Mm-hmm. She could have pretended to be me and handled his call. But she passed it over to me.
Wait, she could have pretended to be me being her?
Yeah, she could have pretended to be...
Mion could have pretended to be Shion, pretending to be
Mion.
Mion.
It's a real Shakespeare situation, really.
Thanks, Mion. See ya, Shion.
Before she hung up, I put the handset down. Then, after a second, I dialed the number in a flash. I heard the dial tone 3 times, 4 times, and there he was. Hojo residence. He sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it definitely was the voice I loved. I got scared. I was scared that he might become sulky again if I mentioned my name, I couldn't open my mouth for a while.
Is that you, Satoshi-kun?
Oh, sorry that I called you so suddenly. Are you okay now? That was the Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day.
Yes. I'm okay now.
Good. After that, he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It wasn't fair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then, he finally spoke. I'm truly sorry for what happened the other day.
I'm sorry too.
You don't have to apologize.
Yes, she does.
She kinda does.
She really does.
Because I was the one in the wrong. Were you?
Um,
I don't think you did anything wrong.
Maybe maybe he might
I
have
mean,
been a
you-
little bit in the
yeah,
wrong in the
you were a little bit
first conversation
aggressive,
between them.
But
in the other thing,
Yeah.
no.
yeah, no.
no. If this were a face-to-face conversation, he'd be stroking my head. It was sad just talking to him over the phone. I think this is...
I think the first one is Satoshi.
Yeah. I won't forgive those people who forced us into the situation. You might be close to them, but it was never you personally, so I wanted to apologize.
No, please don't apologize. I was selfish and didn't try to understand your situation very well.
We apologized to each other a few times.
Are you all right, Satoshi-kun? You're working and you're under a lot of stress. Isn't that too much to handle?
I quit my job, since I have enough money now.
You did? That's good. You don't have to push yourself anymore then. That's really good.
Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he dropped it instead. Satoko has it far worse than me.
Shit, he's talking about his sister again.
Fucking Satoko.
Fucking Satoko.
It seems like it. Is she
Oh.
oh wait, what?
Seems like it. Is she all right?
Does she look alright to you?
Get her ass.
He suddenly sounded upset.
Get her ass.
I'd messed up.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was so stupid. I had ruined this miraculous conversation with him. Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apology, so I stopped apologizing. She was tortured until she was literally torn up, and everybody abandoned her. Everybody did.
I didn't.
I tried to calm him down. I hated what I just said because of how hollow it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty.
You should.
Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Satoko from their evil aunt. But I wish that Satoko would die tomorrow because of the curse. Well, good thing you're not Keiichi, or else it might actually happen. I was trampling on his desperate hope. Satoko can't take it anymore, so... He cut himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded hollow. I mean, I wanted to have fun for one night.
Huh? What do you mean?
The Watanagashi festival is tomorrow, isn't it? I want you to take her there.
Yeah, I can do that, but why?
She's exhausted, so I think she'd be happy if she could get away from her aunt for even just one night.
Yeah, she totally wants to hang out with the one person that just abused her at
Mhm.
school.
It's fine.
But why?
Why? It's not that I didn't understand why he wanted her taken to the festival. What I didn't understand is why he was asking me to do that. Was there any reason he couldn't take her there himself? I had a hunch that he might disappear, so I kept asking. What do you mean, why?
Why don't you take her yourself?
He fell silent.
Running away.
Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. It was clear that he wanted to hide something. I just have some stuff that I need to take care of with my work tomorrow, so I can't go to the festival. He was lying, but he was also stubborn. He wouldn't admit if he wouldn't admit it if I accused him. Mion, can you take her there tomorrow? I wouldn't want to look after Satoko, even at Satoshi-kun's request, but I'm also glad that he's relying on me. I know it's ridiculous to ask for your help after that incident, but you're the only person I can turn to now.
Man, these two are great for each other.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like a codependent relationship. I didn't know what to say. I did know, though, that I wasn't going to turn down his request.
Okay. But just for tomorrow. All right?
I hope you'll keep looking after her.
What are you saying? I won't do that. Just for tomorrow.
You sounded as if you were going to disappear tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. We talked about trivial stuff for just a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi-kun asked something else. Hey, Mion. I really hate asking this, since you might think I'm crazy for saying it, but...
Hmm? What?
You... You don't believe in it, right?
Believe in what?
In
The curse.
Oyashiro-sama's curse.
What are you talking about, Satoshi-kun?
Oyashiro-sama curses those who leave the village, right? That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that.
That's the rule. What's with that suddenly? Are you planning to leave?
Though I was kidding, I wanted him to deny it. I'm not thinking about that anymore. He admitted that he had thought of it. I guess Ren had told me that much.
That's good. So you're not leaving the village?
No, but I haven't been forgiven yet.
Huh?
Satoshi-kun tried to say something but hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick?
Hey, do you feel alright, Satoshi-kun?
Sorry.
The
I'm
footsteps.
fine.
I guess you're tired. I think you should get some rest.
You sounded distinctly more sickly from when this conversation had started. He breathed heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question. Mion, I'll ask you one more time. Do you believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse? What did he want me to say? Could I make him feel relieved with my answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple.
There's no curse. There can't possibly be.
I didn't know what was bothering him, but I wanted to make him feel better by laughing his worries away. But Satoshi-kun Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. I couldn't tell if he was happy with my answer or not. One thing was certain, I didn't make him feel any better. Sorry that I asked such a weird question.
Sorry.
I felt like I let him down, so I apologized in a rush. Well, whether it's a real curse or somebody's conspiracy, I won't disappear, and I won't fall victim to it.
You won't disappear.
No. Not until I buy that teddy bear. I'll get the money pretty soon. I won't go anywhere until then. He chuckled. I knew he was trying to relieve me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought the teddy bear. Oh, my aunt is home. I have to go.
Oh, okay.
Mion,
Huh?
even though he wanted to hang up the phone because of his aunt coming back, Satoshi-kun took a breath to tell me something important. I'll leave Satoko to you. I should have said yes right away, but I still couldn't forgive Satoko, so I just kept quiet. Forget what I said. Bye.
Oh,
He was obviously disappointed. What had I done? I wanted to apologize. I wish I could. But it was too late. The dial tone left no doubt. Now that was depressing.
Damn.
One new tip. A torn diary.
I have to run.
Mhm.
I have to head out.
Go stream, girl.
All right. I'll
Bye,
see
hon.
you later.
Love
Bye.
Hope you have
you.
fun.
Mwah.
Mwah.
more reading.
More reading. Yippee!
Yippee! Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I was going to be the victim of the curse this year. So I'm going to disappear soon. There'll be nobody left to take care of Satoko. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I don't have much time. That I won't stay as myself for much longer. So I had to make the best of the days I had left. What could I leave
That's
for
why I
Satoko?
went and work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't need to be there by her side. She wanted that huge teddy bear. She wanted a peaceful life in which nobody would bully her. I whispered to the person at my back. Bestow your violent nature and formidable strength upon me. I want your peaceful mind, filled with hatred. Alright. Well, we'll see what happens
This-
at the festival.
Yeah, I'll say so far though, this chapter has not in any way like helped answer the question of whether or not Oyashiro-sama's curse is supernatural or man-made.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, the way that Shion treats it, it's man-made.
Yeah,
'Cause she
Shion
like
definitely
very
thinks
well
it
believes
is.
that the Sonozakis pick the victims and do things to them, torture them, make them disappear or whatever. But then you have these moments where it's like, yeah, people are
Mhm.
reporting that they're being followed, seeing things
Yeah.
at night, something like that.
This is
Which could be explained. I mean,
Yeah.
she did attempt to explain it. It's like they are actually being followed by someone hired by the Sonozakis, and then that's causing paranoia. But
yeah.
still,
I mean, we've had 3 people minimum say they've heard the footsteps. 2 in this chapter, and then Keiichi in the very first one. And of course, Keiichi was being followed in that first chapter. But there doesn't seem to be any real reason for Rena to be followed.
Remind me, who are the victims this year?
The aunt dies, and then Satoshi goes missing.
Okay.
So.
So yeah.
Yeah.
She'll get half of her wish.
The other half, not so much. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how the festival goes. Maybe things will get better from here, minus the whole curse part.
Maybe things will get better for us.
Yeah, hopefully. We can't say it won't get less triggery, but I don't know if it'll be as depressing as this part was. Because there was nothing fun after that baseball game.
No, not at all. I mean, I get the baseball game wasn't even fun.
No, we went straight to depression.
Very much straight to depression.
Alright, let's see. I know. Yes. Scintilla is doing a subathon to celebrate getting partner. So I figured they would be a great person to raid. I considered raiding them the other day and raiding him today, but obviously he still has to get set up, so he's not live yet. And I already wanted to raid him like twice last week, so I just went and said, well, he's live right now, I'll raid him on Thursday. But yeah, let's go say hi to Scintilla. They're doing some art. I think they're doing raffles for their subathon as well, so if you want to get some cool art from him, participate if you want. And go check out Radium too. He should be going live in a couple minutes, so he's doing Remember the Flowers with his friend.
SMH.
Yeah. To be fair, we did distract him. Also, I didn't expect the chapters to be as long as they were, so I was thinking we could get more done in less time. Yeah. Let me start the raid though. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Seth, as usual. We'll see if we do it next week, or if we'll wait for Iridium to get back again. I guess it just depends on the mood. Yeah.
We should probably have Radium for the big festival chapter.
Yeah, I think since this isn't like a no nonsense chapter, like there's not any time where we just like miss people. To be fair, you did miss.
Gosh, I really missed the
Keiichi.
chapters where all we did was play games. Bring back the mahjong.
Yeah, let's have some more mahjong. Actually, I can just open up Mahjong Soul
games
in the middle of
no,
the chapter.
No, please no. I actually believe. I care not for your mahjong.
Listen. Anyway. See, Delta's interested.
Delta, you can get in here. You can play mahjong with Golden. I'm out. Peacing out.
Anyway, let us start the raid. See you guys on Tuesday with more Tunic. And the raid message. Just the usual. Unlock the emotes if you have the points. If not, just copy the emoji. Hey. Bye-bye.
Why?